Right, we're live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here, the Champions Cup. It is upon us and it's going to be a massive clash. These two sides met last year in the Champions Cup. In that fixture, it was La Rochelle who were victorious. This year though, Leinster have put together a side that is intimidating to a T, and it's going to be exciting. See how it does end up going. But anyone who is new to that channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. First of all, we will look through at Leinster, who are considered as the home side, even though this game is being played in Marseille, but I decided to have the Aviva as the background, just as a little bit of an extra bit of homage to the Leinster boys. But looking through, it is Andrew Porter at number 1, then Ronan Keller at number 2, and then Tyke Furlong slots in at number 3. Ross Maloney and James Ryan as 4-5. Doris Vindenflair, who's been in form. I mean, you could say the same thing about all three of these loose forwards, so they are phenomenal. And Jack Conan will be slotting in there at number 8. Then Jameson Gibson Park does get number 9. Johnny Sexton, the experienced man who is playing some of his best rugby at the moment, the way he has been going. Then it is Robbie Henshaw at number 12. Gary Ringrose at 13. And then out on one wing, James Lowe. There were actually a couple injury concerns of whether that man was going to be able to play for this game, but he is fine, rearing to go for another matchup for the Leinster boys. And Jimmy O'Brien at number 14. Then Hugo Keenan at 15. That closes out the side for Leinster. Now looking through at La Rochelle, these guys are tough and they are determined to be able to get themselves another win in the Champions Cup. They were making it all the way through to the final last year, where they were beaten by Toulouse. We have got Prezzo, Bergeret, and also Antonio in the front row. Then it will be Laval and Will Skelton, the big Australian there at number 5. Then it will be Lindenberg, Aldred, and Haddad as the loose forward trio. Mirjon is there. Ehire West slots in at number 10. Then Jonathan Dante, Senziel at number 13. Dylan Lades out on one wing. Raymond Raw out on the other. So a bit of a South African flair on the wings for this game. And then Bryce Doolan slots in at number 15. And oh, look, Ireland is playing, says Carafanors of the Irish squad. Says Nathan, yeah, they're pretty much Ireland 2.0 here for Leinster. And looking through at this side, there aren't many players who will be missing out on the Irish selection for the All Blacks tour that is coming up relatively soon. But now looking through at the benches, a couple players that you guys will recognise, such as Michael Alalatoa for our guys from New Zealand and Australia. And also, alongside them, Ross Byrne, going to be a dangerous one to watch off the bench. Reece Ruddock, Dan Shen. You could literally list this whole Leinster bench, but the same can be said about La Rochelle. Do not look past Lavani Botia. He will probably run over someone in this game, maybe multiple times, if he does end up getting it right. But currently, is in France for this game, like I mentioned, due to the fact that it was already predetermined. In charge of this one, Wayne Barnes will have the honours of calling this Champions Cup. But I hope you guys are all excited to let me know who you think will be able to take it. Can La Rochelle pull off the upset once again against Leinster, or will Leinster be too strong and too powerful and get themselves there win? We have got Ireland versus La Rochelle with the French flags in there from Gareth, and it looks like there have been a lot of La Rochelle supporters who have made the trip over to be able to watch this game live from the stadium. It's a massive opportunity. I believe next year we are actually going to see it take place in Ireland. And I thought Ireland was supposed to play New Zealand, but why are they wearing blue? Says Sebastian. I feel we're going to get a lot of that today with Leinster having just an insane lineup in this game. I'm excited though, and we've got a couple treats for you a little bit later on the live stream. I am no longer dressed as Santa, as you will notice. That was only a one-time thing, but this one we have got something at halftime planned, and then also later on in the match we have something else planned for as well. But it looks like Wayne Barnes ready to get us underway, actually on time, which is a rarity for a couple of the Super Rugby games that we've seen recently. Normally starting about 8 to 10 minutes late. Let's go La Rochelle. There's Nathan there. But now the match is about to begin. I'm nervous for both of these sides. That man has literally dyed his hair yellow for La Rochelle there. Come on, West. Mate, Johnny, six puddle your little spoon. That's a new one, I have to say. But, I mean, he'll be hoping to in this match here, I think. But Wayne Barnes in charge of this Champions Cup game now. And we are ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. I do see that Argentina are leading up against France as well for anyone, or in fact, Argentina up against Ireland for anyone who is curious about the 7 side of things. But 3, 2, 1, we are underway, ladies and gentlemen, for another Champions Cup. Now it's going to be fielded by La Rochelle inside of their 22. and the pressure that Leinster can bring in a breakdown, and also that ruck speed has been one of the best speeds of any team in this year of rugby. But now, waiting for it at the back, it looks like they will be rolling this one back, and it will be actually Bergeron. I'm so used to seeing Tavita Kurbalo starting in there. La Rochelle, though, consecutive Champions Cup finals, very impressive. It is, as the quarterfinals, I believe it was, or the semi-finals, was actually the furthest that they've ever made it. And then to be able to do that not just once, but 2 years in a row is absolutely incredible for them. And they've really got a team atmosphere. Everyone gets behind them, and they're hoping to see them do well up against Leinster, although the rolling maul advantage already going the way of Leinster. Huge forwards. Now Jameson Gibson-Park gives it off to Tyke Furlong. The big man at Ty here, Prog, getting held up by Yui Antonio, though. That's going to be an awesome battle to see. We did get to see it throughout the Six Nations. Oh, a bit of wrestling going. Caelan Dora, so you definitely don't really want to fight with Will Skelton overall. I wouldn't think that's going to be a lot of pressure. Nice mark taken by Dylan Lades, and he is driven back into his own in-goal area. But it will now be going back for that penalty advantage to Leinster, and they may consider taking on the early 3 points here, because at the end of the day, points on the board in a Championship Cup final is better than none. And I was like, oh my God, you're my favourite YouTuber. Come on, La Rochelle. Says Rugby Itch there as well. And he might be involved in the surprise at halftime. Who knows? I mean, we've got something planned for Johnny Sexton. This man, he has gone for the corner. That is bold and brave from Leinster here to be willing to go for the corner this early on in the match rather than the normal tactics which would have been going for the 3-pointer. I like it. I like the aggression. Now it will be Ronan Kelleher about to throw this one in. Tyke Furlong just trying to speed along the forward, saying, come on, boys, we want to keep this one at a high tempo, put them under pressure. That man had a miniature camera, but it might do the job at this stage in the crowd. That's the thing. It's weird looking at rugby games throughout generations and seeing how different the cameras are in the crowd. Nice run from Johnny Sexton. Like I mentioned, that man is in some very good form at the current point of time. La Rochelle almost able to turn it over. Yui Antonio, he might have got that one popped up to him. Looks like a clean turnover from those big physical forwards of La Rochelle. And the crowd erupt. Johnny Sexton looks to the referee and says, can I have a penalty, please, sir? And Wayne Barnes says, you may not. Goes into touch. Good click downfield, or good kick downfield. And also, how's your itch? And there's says Gareth Ferguson. Well, that one, I feel like he's probably feeling pretty citrusy at the moment, only because I can't actually see him in my little screen, and he's eating oranges flat out, enjoying them big time. At the moment, we're currently 3 minutes through this game. Will be Ronan Kelleher once again, who does end up going for this one. And hi, says Harry as well. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Now Van den Fleur goes across. It's not the best pass for Leinster, but it's going to be Ringrose in the midfield who was able to clean that one up. And they need big Will to have a blinder, says Gareth. Definitely right. And also Yui Antonio, Raymond Rule, Bryce Doolan at number 15. Another important piece in the La Rochelle puzzle. Because that's the thing, off the bench, you've got Sheehan, you've got Alalatoa, Ruddock, McGrath. These are all Leinster players who will be coming off the bench in the later stages. Pretty good, lol. And this says Rugby Itch. And so, but now Johnny Sexton, this is straight out in front. And this time they do decide to take on the 3 points, which is the smart option there, rather than going for the risky choice of going for the corner once again. It looks like there's going to be just leaving the feet a little bit there was the big man at number 12 for this game, Jonathan Dante, and also I think that's their number 13. I've got to relearn who that is. Like I mentioned, I'm used to seeing some of the Kiwis and also Lavani Bortia normally starting in that midfield, but for this game it is going to be Sanzel who is starting in there. Johnny Sexton, though, 4 minutes into this game, looks like he will be able to add the first points of the day to Leinster, so they'll be pretty happy with that. 4 minutes in, get the early lead. That's the thing, though. I sometimes jinx kickers. Johnny Sexton is a kicker who I've jinxed in the past. And not just because he's taken like 1,000 kicks in the last little while, because I jinxed him big time and the crowd don't like him. They're giving him a right boo at the moment. Currently now, Johnny Sexton about to line up this one. Deep breath from the veteran. Taking his time, making sure that this one goes over. If this misses, then I have jinxed him big time. Still waiting. About to kick a Johnny Sexton. He shanked it a bit, And luckily for him, it's just gone over. So that will make the score now 3-0 in favour of Leinster. The away-home side, I guess you could call them, for this one. But now it is going to be kicked off by La Rochelle. And also we have got there Henshaw up against Dundee, lip smacking in there. And it's not your fault, Hamish. It's thousands and thousands of Munster that cursed his life every single day. Says Sebastian. Yeah, that's the thing. Johnny Sexton, he's not. It's weird. He's a popular man, but he's not at the same time, if that makes sense. Like, he's got fans. He's also got people who really don't want to see him in that fly half role. And also away home side, they are, because it is being played in France, but they are considered as home. So that's why in my description of this one, I think I actually said it's being played in France, or a certain stadium in France, which gives La Rochelle the kind of home advantage. I think I called it, rather than just the home advantage. Now it's kicked in a touch by Leinster. They're going to make sure that they keep that precision and that pace going. Reese in the end, or actually it was Josh Van den Fleur charging forward, and it looks like, he's not very happy. La Rochelle coach slaps his hands together and says, I'm not too phased with what's happened early on in this game. But now on the halfway line, driving forward, another advantage. La Rochelle's discipline, letting them down in the early stages. Now James Lowe finds the offload up to Johnny Sexton, who passes wide now. Now Jimmy O'Brien got the space. Beautiful draw and pass off to Ringrose. Now moving up to 15 minutes out. The thing is, with Leinster, it is a backline of beauty when they do get it going, although that's a big shot there. And driven backwards. And the tackle, Yui Antonio is giving him a right go, but that's going to be another penalty. And I think Leinster might consider taking that easy 3 as well. And also, it's because he's always concussed. And but with a head that size, you're bound to have it knocked. Who's got the biggest head that we can think of in Super Rugby? There's some players with some wham heads. I think Sam Kane's got quite a noggin on him, doesn't he? If I'm not wrong. There's a couple other players who have got quite large. Tamaiti Williams, his head probably pretty solid. And also Big Love Rovic says Sebastian there, and also Leinster really need this one. Precise win. Exactly right. And this will give them confidence going into their URC fixture next week as well. A few of these players will be doubling up. Although, saying that, they are up against Glasgow, so they might consider going a little bit lighter with the lineup that they play next week. But it was nicely done by Jimmy O'Brien, using that pace, driven into touch by Doolan. Raymond Rule just caught off his wing. And as much speed as there is in that La Rochelle backline, Leinster, they're precise. And Sam Cane has a large neck, as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, it's pretty solid, isn't it? Oh, it looks like Johnny Sexton at the moment. We're 8 minutes in. It looks like Wayne Barnes. Does he want to check something, or is he just warning the okay, Will Skelton, I think they're saying that maybe there's a little bit of push and shove off the ball. The big Aussie getting fired up for this matchup. Wayne Barnes, I think that was almost the last warning. Hope it was well. There's Rugby Itch there, and also a head too big for his own good. Here's MH Joy. Now Johnny Sexton. About to kick this one. And the thing is, even if it's an easy kick for Johnny Sexton, he will make sure that he lines this one up to precision. Johnny Sexton strikes us 6-0 now between La Rochelle and Leinster. So, I mean, penalties at the moment, every point counts. And that is already going to be 6 points in favour of the Leinster boys up against La Rochelle. So they won't be minding that too much at all throughout the early stages of this one. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lad Sport. We have got a live stream coming up later on tonight, or this morning, I guess you call it, with Samoa taking on England. And then we have got the quarterfinals, semi-finals all as well. Thank you. Switched over to the sevens to witness the Pumas bottling it against Ireland. I'm probably very lucky to get that win there, Ireland, 22 points to 21, as I see. But yes, Scotland are struggling a little bit. They've had a total of 29 points ahead and lost both games. Like, in terms of combining them, 17 in their first game, 12 in their second. That one's gone into touch for Leinster. And now La Rochelle, they are going to have themselves a nice line out. Like they're saying, there is pace for days between these two sides, and that is one thing that you got to watch out for, because any line break can lead to a try. Like, you give Raymond Rule half an inch, he'll take a mile and really test out the pace of Jimmy O'Brien. Well, I think Jimmy O'Brien would quite enjoy that foot race, to be honest. All these players do want to test themselves and become one of the best players in Europe, and to do so, you got to beat other big sides. That is exactly what La Rochelle want to do in Leinster, as they are the juggernauts of the URC. Nice step there in the midfield. And our Bryce Doolan there. And it's going to be the advantage now in favour of La Rochelle. Looking to the short side. Lades gives it off to Raymond Rule. And he's gone round Jimmy O'Brien. And that will be the try for Raymond Rule. So pretty much what I just said, take it back. Because Raymond Rule has gone around the outside and does manage to score the try. I got quite excited there. And also 12 out of the 15 Irish team that bear the ABs playing today. And there's Joseph and also Wilco. They say this is Leinster's international side, not the URC side. That is the same depth they have, or that is some depth they have. Exactly right. Like they just have so many talented players. And I believe their game that is taking place in Ireland next week, they will also be able to field quite a strong side. But Raymond Rule, actually, I take that back. Jimmy O'Brien, he did end up getting lured in by Dylan Lades. It was, in fact, Hugo Keenan who ended up getting beaten for the out-and-out pace and big love flesh, and saw you slagging off the mullets in the sevens chat. And there's Sebastian. Here we have got another sevens one coming up later on tonight, which should be an exciting matchup. That is going to be kicking off in about an hour and a half's time. And you may wonder, how's that possible? I might have some help on this live stream who will be popping in for not just halftime, but also near the end of this match as well. I think he's going for La Rochelle, to be honest. And also, if you could think of a La Rochelle. And there's our says Connor. Now, already Ehire West has got a bleeding nose. Now, his kicking, you have to say it wasn't quite up to the standard that he likes. The Kiwi taking some deep breaths, which is hard to do through one nostril. But luckily, he has got a mouth. And that's the best way to breathe. Kind of. What would be the best way? I mean, the question that I have so many questions, really. Could you see some of those, like, whales and whatnot? How they have massive mouths. And they must swallow a lot of water. And if I swallow too much water, I feel terrible. And I say 7-6. Says Connor there. But now that kick has gone over for La Rochelle. And now the score will be 7 points to 6. And Raymond Rule went around him, stole his boots at the same time. Says Gareth, yeah, brilliantly done by the South African winger to be able to pick himself up. The early try in this game in La Rochelle, they take the lead. And Leinster will be a little bit disappointed with that because they've had all of the ball for the early stages. Mate, I love mullets, our rugby players, but that Canadian player is a bit much as well, says Fleshin. Oh, is he? I can't quite think of what number he is, but it's quite a long one, isn't it? It almost goes down to kind of lower than the shoulders, I think. If it's the same player that I'm thinking of, that ball has gone out. Good clearing kick from the number 9 there in the form of Thomas Bergeron. Now Ronan Keller about to throw this one in. James Lowe is looking angry at the moment, as you would be if there was a try scored against you in a Champions Cup final. Wow, that's a shocker from Ronan Keller, but luckily for them, it's bounced onto the side of La Rochelle, so they don't have to go down for a scrum. Great run for from Bagaret, but unfortunately dropping it. I think I said play on. Okay. Oh, no, now they've noticed that there was a knock on, and it will be going back for the initial not straight throw. And come on, West East Blues player, got to support him. And then that Aussie had a poor attempt. And there says Fleshin. So I assume Aussie poor attempt. Are we talking Corey Toole maybe? Is he the one who's got the mullet for the Aussies? Or he's kind of got that half shave thing, similar to what Damien McKenzie's got. Or Raymond Rule. They are just showing the extra pace. When he gets going, he's gone. And you're not catching him. That is exactly what Raymond Rule would have been after. And the coach of La Rochelle, he's pretty happy. Nice little celebration there between Raymond Rule and his prop. Looks like Ronan Keller might be injured here. Is he all right? Not really. He looks like he's down a little bit. Rock, tell you what, that's a man and a half. Will Skeleton. Every time I see him, when you see big men next to him, you just realise how big the man is. Like, he's making Gregory Eldred look like he's like his small 13-year-old son. And also we've got Ehire West. Give him the hard kicks. If it's easy, he'll miss, says Gareth there. Now, scrum feed. Position currently 65% in favour of the Leinster men. A few drinks being run onto the field. I believe it's actually quite hot in France at the moment. If it's anything like Toulouse, it will mean that it's probably sitting around that 25 degrees, maybe even a little bit warmer with a bit of humidity. But now, ball about to feed in for La Rochelle. Now, 13 and a half minutes through La Rochelle, and I'm so happy Ireland beat the Pumas. We play the All Blacks And there as well, says Greg, and also shortest blonde here with a bit of a fade on both sides. Says Flesh, and that's a brilliant scrum from La Rochelle, driving the opposition and Leinster backwards, which is not easy to do when you got Porter, Calais, and Furlong in the front row. But now a little chip and chase. It doesn't sit up nicely, though, for, I think that was Dylan Lays. No, it was Bryce Doolan, who wasn't quite able to take it. He was disappointed with that. Number 6 for Canada, Isherwood, I think. And there as well, says Sebastian. And the thing is, like the sevens, it's so weird how every time we have like a late night sevens one, there's some sort of overlap. Like no matter where the games are being played, there's always a couple. But luckily, tomorrow there is no rugby, other than, of course, later on today when we've got the Rebels versus Highlanders. But there is no overlap between the sevens, quarterfinals, semi-finals. We could do 16th and 15th playoff game if we want to, which will depend on who it is. Probably more than likely. I don't actually know who's right down the bottom currently. Probably Scotland, the way that they've been going, sadly. They have had 2 losses so far, but they do need to beat Japan. If they don't beat Japan, then there's a problem. Well, I mean, also we have got there France from Gareth. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who are you going for in this game? Are you going for Leinster? Are you going for La Rochelle? Which way are you guys favouring at the moment for who will be able to take the momentum by the end of the first half? It looks like Ronan Kelly actually going to be going off the field. So because of that, Dan Sheehan getting an early appearance. And also, Reels versus Highlanders isn't rugby, says Gareth. Although the good news there, hey, it's Victor. It's Victor Vito. What's he doing? The good news is the fact that we are going to get to see if the Highlanders win, they make it into the top 8. If they lose, the Western Force keep the top 8. So there's at least something on the line for that matchup. But don't worry about the Scots. They're used to losing in England, says Sebastian there. Yeah, somehow England should be a good matchup when it does take place because it's a home field advantage. Oh, someone's just fallen over. I think that was maybe Kalen Doris. Now Jonathan Dante tries to make his way through, tries and finds a flicky offload out the back, but Raymond Rule able to clean it up. Both of these sides, they have precise backlines with a lot of attacking forwards and those quick backs on the outside. Although I think I see a prop on the wing, do I? See what I see out there? No, maybe not. I might have instead been Bergeret, I think, who is lurking there on that far side. And also La Rochelle all the way. There's Connor Crawley there. Nice tackle made once again around the side here. Going to be Leibenberg. Around with Gregory Alrit at number 8. Sitting 40 metres out from the line. Ehire West passes it back across. Nice sling and pass, although it took just a little bit too long to get to Dylan Lades. And because of that rush defence was able to get onto him. Currently sitting about 50 metres out, and it is still just on the side of La Rochelle. They are just about to bring up 5 phases. Ehire West back to Rule. Goes with the wide cutout pass down to Jonathan Dante. Not a lot of space at all. And I think he's just kept himself in the field of play. No, he doesn't. And it does manage to go out. And it will be now the Leinster line out. 16 minutes has absolutely flown by at the moment between these two sides. It looks like Ronan Keller has a relatively serious injury as he was taken off. And also, I suspect Connor as a Munster man. Oh, a Munster fan. How many times have you cursed Johnny Sexton today, mate? Says it was there from Sebastian, and also we have got there Keller's going off. He is indeed, and it doesn't look like he's going to be returning for a little while, which does mean Dan Sheehan will replace him. And also we have got there Alo and the Jazz here. Good morning, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently 4 a.m. here in New Zealand. Okay, I'm trying to look for that injury of Ronan Keller, but I don't believe they've actually shown it anymore at this stage. But now there's actually another injury for La Rochelle. And that is Danny Prezzo, although he's got back up to his feet, stretching out the legs. Should be all right to go again. At the moment, the crowd are very vocal at the moment between these two sides. Both know how important this Champions Cup is. La Rochelle, 2 finals in a row. Leinster missing out last year, but they have got many Champions Cup in their trophy cam. Now, I see a few La Rochelle bright yellow wigs, and I kind of want one. To be honest, I do quite enjoy the colour yellow. And I was just about to say that's a very Irish name. And as I says, Gareth, now passing it back, Gibson Park off to Johnny Sexton, 45 metres out. Some very good work from the forwards, always able to take those catches. That was a knock on. Whoops. And now it is going to be the scrum feed for La Rochelle. So I think I jinxed them big time there. But currently, anyone wondering about the other game that has taken place, it is the Western Province up against the Golden Lions. And the Lions are winning that one 20 points to 8. So a little half mistake there from Leinster. And I'm looking forward to seeing a Johnny Sexton sell at the dummy in the near future here, because I feel like that is something that he's been using very recently. Maybe dye hair yellow, bro. See, Sebastian, maybe not for that one. I don't think I'd suit yellow hair or blonde hair even. Because, like, that's the thing. If you dye your hair blonde, do you have to also dye your eyebrows? Or do you leave the eyebrows dark and have the hair blonde? I've never really investigated in it. And also, is it or is the rest of Ireland against the Dubs? And there, as I says, flashing, and also our Ireland doing, says Connor, they're going pretty well at this stage, although a couple early handling errors has hurt them a little bit, and also very Irish. Says Nathan there. At the moment, Danny Prezzo in the front row as well, Yui Antonio, and then you've got Bergeret there in the front row. That's a man whose face I recognise. Who was that? I think that was the replacement. I think that was Ken Healy, yes it was. I could see the face and I couldn't work out who it was, and also Ric Flair and there as well. And then we got the woo from Gareth just a little bit later on. And now La Rochelle going for a bit of a push there. Leinster putting the pressure on. Aldred now passes back. Now Ehire West, he smashed and that tackle, but it was almost going straight through. Oh, Jonathan Dundee just shunts Sexton in the head. He wasn't too happy with him getting involved in that tackle. Now, Gregory Aldred once again plays halfback. He's been doing that relatively often throughout the La Rochelle season in the top 14. Jonathan Dundee. Now, Waikato pass to Raymond Rule, who does handling error it. It does go into touch. And also, you leave your eyebrows as the way they are. But maybe the better mustache has to go, says Gareth there. And also, you can't see me, says Connor. I assume that is maybe reference to John Cena. We actually did see a John Cena celebration from Samoa and Scotland. It was actually Jordan Edmonds who decided to go with that John Cena celebration. And I've just realized as well, the reason he did that isn't just random. They actually took a picture with John Cena in the Scotland gym in London, I think it was. So that's actually where that kind of came from. A little bit of a backstory to it. I didn't think of it at the time, to be honest, but now I've just realized that that was the case. Currently sitting 6 points to 7, 19 minutes into this game. Sheehan gets his first carry of the half. Quick recycle ball once again for Leinster. Loose. It's very loose, but they're going back for an initial penalty. Raymond Rule. In fact, it's Dylan Lades was going to be able to score it, but unfortunately for him, the penalty was already going against La Rochelle. Wayne Barnes, he's got the hand up in the air, and he is not waving it like he doesn't care, because he will certainly be giving away a few penalties in this match, I would think, between the two sides, as both sides really trying to push that boundary of what is and what isn't a penalty. Johnny Sexton looking as Irish as ever, I guess you could say. And I believe he will have himself that kit heading into the matchup up against the All Blacks that is coming up. And also the Māori All Blacks that is actually going to be a little bit earlier on in this season. But that rolling maul Leinster, as soon as it starts marching, it is extremely hard to stop. And pretty much the only way to stop it is to either drag it down or shut it down before it gets a metre. If you don't do either of those two, you're probably getting penalised or having a try scored against you. But now the line out has gone wrong, and Bergeret has been able to take it nicely, and that's going to be a penalty for Leinster for a little bit of obstruction. And also, I thought I saw Tyson Fury at the sevens earlier when Ireland won. There's Elsie's Flesh-in. There's a good chance that it could have been the case. As at the end of the day, like, with it being in England as well, I guess Twickenham can hold a lot of people, which is always nice to see. And I'd like to think that we will get to see a few celebrities at the seven. Maybe he was dressed as a banana, probably not, I assume. I think he would probably be able to just dress as himself, wouldn't he? And I know Wales about to lose to Spain in the sevens. Says Flesh in there, both South Africa wings are going to be wanting to prove something with the South Africa squad pending. And they haven't been out of the favour, or they haven't been out of the favour the last couple of years. Because that's the question. Can Lades or can Rule get back in there? For me, out of those two, Lades probably has a little bit more of a chance, which always sounds harsh because of how talented Raymond Rule is. But for me, Raymond Rule, it's more of those ones of you've got an absolutely explosive individual in Raymond Rule, but then you've also got a few more handling errors that creep in, which does make it a little bit more challenging. Whereas Dylan Lades, I think he's probably, I guess, a little bit more consistent, but doesn't quite have that out-and-out pace and prison outfit. Well, there you go. That would be a big prison outfit, I would think. And also, is he going to fight Joshua or what? Yes, Gareth. Now, Johnny Sexton about to line up another kick here. 22 minutes into the game. This one should be a give me. Oh, it's curling. He just got it over Johnny Sexton. And that will now make the score 9 points to 7. The way it is sitting, and also we don't know who will face or who Tyson will face next. And also, yeah, agreed, Rule isn't as skilled. A bit old now, I reckon. Says Gareth, because how old's Dylan Lates? He must be, I don't think he's as up there, is he? But he's probably about 31, maybe, somewhere around there. I'm going to have a look. I spelled his name wrong. I did mean Dylan Lates. Yep. So I meant he is currently, he's 29, so he's actually younger than I thought he was. So I feel like he's still got a little bit of time left. Definitely if you've got the likes of a Chisel and Colby or Sipa Unkosi, if any of those guys end up injured, maybe there's still an opportunity. And also he did an interview the other day and dismissed him and just laughed about Yusk. Hopefully I've said that correctly. And also we've got their first quarter gone, just one try. And we know it was going to be a bit of a chess match, although I did expect maybe Leinster to find a bit more of their momentum in the earlier stages of this game. But I think the deciding factor really that helps them out is the fact that it's in France. So they haven't got the Aviva right behind them for this matchup. Even though I've got the Aviva right behind me, I decided to go with that as me background. Now, nice tackle there. I believe it was Sanzel now working hard in the breakdown. Jamison Gibson Park unable to get the turnover. Still just inside of the La Rochelle half. It was Bergeron once again, recycling it quickly off to Ehire West. Now trying to link up nicely. Burger actually getting involved in that backline. And that is one thing that Leinster and La Rochelle both do well, is combining their forwards and their backs, splitting them out throughout your backline. So you never quite know whether or not you're going to tackle a small man or a big man. And if you try and tackle Will Skelton, that's risky. Now Dylan Lades, but a space here, kicks it behind for Jonathan Dante. That was close to going into touch, but I believe that one has been kicked downfield now from Leinster. And it's a brilliant kick, and it's a favourable bounce. That ball must be pumped up to the max because it just kept on rolling on the hard turf in France. But now Bryce Doolan has to kick it for touch, and it does end up going out. Good kick downfield down to the halfway line. You've seen so many games played at the Aviva, it's basically become your second home. Very true. And I believe that will continue into the URC when we do get to see a few more games taking place in that kind of region. But I should mention that we have got a live stream coming up later on tonight, England versus Samoa. Also, we have got a halftime guest for this live stream, ladies and gentlemen. And that will be coming up in only about 15 minutes' time or somewhere around that mark. So that will be very exciting indeed. He's had his vitamin C. He's rearing to go. And now passing it back across. In fact, sorry, it's Kalen Doris. Got my teams around the wrong way there. Leinster currently hanging on to this one. Andrew Porter drives forward just a little bit more now. Kalen Doris goes for the ox kick. Haven't really got someone chasing after that other than Jack Conan, which I don't believe will be sufficient for them to get to it. And that is going to be actually a little knock on from, I believe, was it a knock on from Raymond Rule? Yes, it was. So I guess that kind of backs up what we were talking about earlier on about those handling errors just creeping in, although he's probably, but unfortunately, Raymond Rule, he went right up for it and then actually ended up with his own player underneath him. It's not really what you want. He looks angry about it too. I love La Rochelle's kit. Like, if it had a little bit more yellow on it, I would probably end up buying that kit out of all of the options in the top 14. And I wonder who that could be. Is it Richie McCaw? Says Gareth, it is not Richie McCaw. Imagine that, just a random 4 a.m. live stream. I just go, here's Richie. Hey, Richie. I mean, that's the thing. We've had Norm Maxwell on the channel, though. So who knows? The world is the oyster. The world is our oyster, isn't it? That would be a very large oyster. But now, scrum feed once again. Looks like Ty Furlong's not too happy with his counterpart here. I think Tyg Furlong and also Prezzo are both trying to reason with the touch. They're going, we haven't done anything. You know, it's him. And it's him. It's kind of like someone getting in trouble at school trying to blame the other person. It didn't quite work out. I think the referee was just like, nah, not listen to it. You guys can get on with it. Now, trying to drive with a big scrum push. La Rochelle have been looking dangerous at scrum time, but luckily for Leinster, quickly recycled out, and now it's a bit of a line break. Robbie Henshaw finds the offload up to Jack Conan, moving into the 22 now for Leinster with a 2-point lead. They would love to be able to extend that short ball from Johnny Sexton. Off to Ringrose in the midfield. Jonathan Dante almost able to get straight on the ball, but he does lose his footing. And also, we're going to red thought Leinster would be up 20-0. And that's but that's the thing, La Rochelle, they seem to just keep on like finding more and more like heart for their side. And that is why they are such a tough side to beat. But Leinster, I think once they start finding their rhythm of that quick recycle ruck and also being able to find that set piece, I think that is when they really thrive. And also, if there's the BBC are showing the e-scoot championship, grown men and women on scooters. Maybe you can commentate on it. Says Flesh, and that was close, but it's going to be a goal line dropout now. Well, La Rochelle. So grown scooters, that's the thing. That's a tough thing to do, but then it depends on the situation for it. And if it's like you either get to watch that or the rugby, I feel like I know what one I would probably pick personally overall. I know that there was the game of the Rainbow Cup. The final of that was overlapped with, it was actually the tennis, which I didn't really care for. Like, I don't mind tennis, but I didn't want to watch it while there was a final on. And also we got there, a good game so far. I'll be back in 5, no worries at all, mate. And also we have got there, it's more like I hoped it would have been 20-0 in this SX. And also Scooter's still a thing, not hugely. I mean, they're one of those ones that I used to have one of those big wheel scooters, you know, like the proper big sized wheels ones, because I was terrible with the others. Well, not really terrible. It's just I felt like the big wheel scooters would get me further faster. And I was like, they trust me, it's awful. Says Flesh in there. And also they played La Rochelle, not Zebre, or they're playing La Rochelle, not Zebre. And then also I'm going to be going back to my previous comment. And as I says Sebastian, but this looks like it is going to be a goal line dropout now by the looks of it. Currently now, Johnny Sexton at Manny is very experienced, but currently we are sitting at 4:18 a.m., ladies and gentlemen. We will be starting our next live stream at 5:30 a.m., which theoretically this game should be over by, but it probably won't be, which is why we have got backup plans for that one. But yeah, it is 5:53 a.m. that next game between Samoa and also England will be taking place. Chasing after this one now, it's gone high, taken nicely there by Bryce Doolan. I keep on mixing up the letters or the vowels. If I get timed out, I understand scooters are like fun to ride, but don't tell your friends you have one. That reminds me of something that happened, but it's not to do with that or anything. It was someone on a scooter that we saw one time, but like we heard a random comment, but I think they were friends with them, so it was all right, kind of. But now that one is now going to be going into touch from Raymond, and also, unfortunately, another little mistake having an early on for him. Now it looks like it is going to be just quickly decided by Angus Gardner what way that one's going to be going. Or, in fact, sorry, Wayne Barnes. That is a mistake you don't want to make, isn't it? Confusing the two. Like that, and I like that as well. Okay, so they said it wasn't a clear symptom of concussion, so because of that, he's allowed to come out onto the field. Interesting. And also, you can't get timed out for telling the truth. So there's a bash in there as well, nicely taken by La Rochelle. Now trying to recycle that one quickly. That was close to Ford on the halfway line, but for now, they are going to say that it is fine. Now, Will Skelton tries to break his way through, but he is tackled by James Ryan, the big man. Maybe not quite as big as Will Skelton, though. But now it's going to be in the hands of Berger. He makes a lot of meters for a number 2. It's been extremely prominent throughout the first 30 minutes of this game. And also we got there the thumbs up. Oh, sorry, not the thumbs up, the question. And there as well, CSX. But now passing it back across. Going to be Berger once again. He has been busy. By the way, and also we got there the laughing face from Fleshen. As well, we're now rolling this one back. Kicked up high. And now Leinster, it looks like they were trying to decide who was going to commit to it. James Lowe in the end tried, but he didn't quite get it. It's going to be the knock-on against Josh Finn and Flair, who has gone down hard now. Will Skelton does claim that ball nicely. Now Yui Antonio once again gets another carry. Quick recycled by La Rochelle. Now looking for the back line. Raymond Rule does try and go at the middle and also thumbs up. And question mark looks similar, I guess. And there as well says it was Fleshen. Does it? Like thumbs up and question mark looks similar, I guess. Wait, have you got a thumbs up, Fleshen? Or a hex, sorry. Because if you do, it's come up as that. So I don't know whether or not, maybe it's like depending on the emoji that you're using, it might be that my software doesn't recognize it. Maybe. But yeah, did you put a question mark or a thumb? Out of curiosity. And also we got there, Hamish. They're playing attacking rugby, 9-7 only. That's going to be a great run from Raymond Rule. Sorry, I did interrupt you big time. And also, this is finals. So here's MH Shine. I think they're both playing relatively strategically. You don't want to overcommit. And this is finals. And that's going to be the penalty to La Rochelle, or sorry, to Leinster there. And a smiley face. See, there's Flesh in there. So I do see that Flesh has got himself the laughing one. But I can't see what Hex's is. Interesting. Weirdness happening for it. So yeah, I do apologize if it wasn't actually a question mark that you did put in and it just randomly sat there as one. Now, Johnny Sexton, he's injured. I would say that doesn't happen very often, but unfortunately for Johnny Sexton, as the age has slowly caught up with him, more and more, we have seen more injuries for him. Also, 2 laughing faces from Fleshen. But Raymond Rule doing nicely initially. Then also too much rugby, and also Hex put a question mark in the chat. And there's our says Sebastian. Okay, so I think we're on the same page, maybe. Well, that one. But yeah, like you're saying, too much rugby. There is a lot going on at the moment. Like, this is the final of the Champions Cup. Then after this, we are going to be back with plenty more rugby. We've got the sevens. Then we've got sevens all of tomorrow that we are covering it alongside Super Rugby, Rebels taking on the Highlanders next week. It is going to be the URC semi-finals and also URC quarterfinals and Super Rugby quarterfinals. So a huge amount of matches that will all be taking place in the near future. I was a bit confused there. And as I said, and then too much rugby with the question mark. I'd say that's the thing. That's only too much rugby if you don't get a chance to watch like the replays. And I would say at the moment there is a lot. And I know Sub says Dream Beam there. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. And hope you are excited for plenty more rugby. Be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. Anyone who hasn't already, it is the pinned comment on this video. And also, Hex, is that Aztec? Interesting name. And as I says, Gareth. And now, Ronan Killer. In fact, sorry, Dan Sheehan. Throwing this one into the front. It's taken nicely by James Ryan. Now fire back into the pocket. Almost charged down from the kick of Jameson Gibson Park. Now James Lowe trying to chase after this one. Hasn't quite worked out for them, though. And now Raymond Rule does try to spin. He's up to 50 metres as Rebels vs Highlanders, a fundraising event or a genuine rugby game. Good question, but the stakes get a little bit higher. The Western Force beating the Hurricanes, which does mean now the Highlanders, if they don't win, they are out of the top 8. So that will be something that makes them a little bit nervous going into that game. And also defensive game strategy. So here's MH Shaw. Yeah, neither side want to make that attacking mistake of luring in too many men to your attack and leaving that gap in behind for a 50-22 or anything similar. That's going to be another advantage now to La Rochelle. Trying to step around there. It is big Will Skelton. They have still got themselves the advantage here. Ehire West passes it off once again. The crisp backline of La Rochelle. Now Lades thought about going for the offload, decides against it, and then when I made it, I did have Aztec in mind, but it could be, or I didn't have Aztec in mind, but it could be. Here's Hex and also Sebastian Lowe. And there's MH Shaw. Now nice pass out to Gregory Aldrich. He's just going to run out of space, but they will be going back for the initial penalty in favour. Oh, someone's doing some breakdancing out to the side. I think it was Jimmy O'Brien, I want to say. He just seemed like he flicked himself back up. As I hope the Rebels win just to see J.K. Ross Wilson. There's Gareth there. But yeah, the Highlanders, they'll be disappointed to miss out on that top 8. That is for sure. But at the end of the day, you got to make sure you're getting those valuable wins. And the Hurricanes, I mean, you could say they let them down a little bit by setting them up maybe for a bit of failure, but they still needed a few more. I believe that is Leibenberg at the moment, just getting a little bit of medical attention. The foot was on touch for Gregory Aldrich. Jonathan Dante just using that size. They've got a good build or a good backline with size, speed, precision, and class. That sounded very, very much a big praise, but saying that, Leinster have got those same abilities and kind of traits, which does make this match up a bit of a chess match for the early stages. It looks like there is a player still down in back play. I think that is still Leibenberg. So I don't know, is he going to be able to continue? Looks like he is going to be all right. So we over there, having the Landers made the top 8 for quite a lot of seasons in a row. Says Hex there. I know that they're always a bit of a 50-50, but they seem to always get up there right at the last moment. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not that is the case for this season. And also, we've got the Anzolo and the Jazz got the La Rochelle colours, and also La Rochelle doing a lot without getting anywhere. So here's LB, but now Ehire West will be kicking this one for touch. So they turn down the 3 points from about 45 out. It might have been just outside of his range. And he is not happy at the moment with their kick. And also, we get their JK. And also, I know the Chiefs are always 4 for 5th. And there's CSX. And they will be pretty happy with the fact that they have been able to get themselves their home final in the upcoming match. But now it's going to be taken nicely by La Rochelle, breaking off the back now to the short side. They're getting close. Now Aldred around the side, waiting for this one once again for the quick recycle ball. And it looks like Andrew Porter's done very well to get out of there. Hello, everyone, says Richard. Welcome in, mate. We are doing well. Chiefs in 3rd. Oh, yeah, sorry. They are in 3rd this year rather than 4th for themselves. But they have got themselves the home final nonetheless. And they will be taking on, I believe they are taking on the Waratahs in their upcoming match. Around the side once again, La Rochelle only a few meters out from the line now. And continuing with another penalty advantage. And what again says Richard? Yeah, it's extremely close at the moment. Hey, Richard. And there. Now, sitting 5 minutes left in this first half. La Rochelle looking off to the side. Backline movement. Ehire West gives it off. Quick hands. It's knocked on. But they're going back for the advantage initially. But the mistake. And Bryce Doolan is disappointed with how that one ended. And Leinster might have the best defence in Europe, not going to lie, says LB. And yeah, it's always tough to get through a Leinster defence. Like, no matter what, they just don't seem to let you through, which is why both of these sides are going to have to play absolutely incredibly for the second half to try and get a few tries on the board. But I see more of a 3-point battle for a bit more of this matchup. Bergeret did end up throwing it in. It just didn't quite work out for them. What time did this game start? Was it a 4:45? I think it was, wasn't it? So they're actually going not too bad for timing-wise, because I know that sometimes we do end up with games starting to stray a little bit behind, and Leinster scares me. And then also, you know, what old JK gets a lot of stick, but at least he says something. At least he has an opinion. At least all these other guys are trying to be PC and fence it. I feel like you just literally described me in a nutshell. It's like perfectly. And I was like, come on, La Rochelle. So here's Nathan there as well. And now looks like one of the La Rochelle reserves. Haddad, I think, is going to be making his way back out there. And also we've got there, are they playing Champions Rugby or playing Marbles? Says MH Joy. I think at the moment we're playing chess. You know, both sides have had their moments in this first half, but it's whether or not they can continue to build on that to see whether or not they can get themselves the victory in France. And also, hi, says Charlie. And also, we have got there my news stations. You are ahead of me. And as well says Richard. Now currently waiting for this one to go in for the scrum feed. Only 5 minutes out. Do you remember my name? Says Charlie Dolan. I believe you were here. What one was it? Was it a URC live stream or was it a Champions Cup live stream? Do let me know, Charlie. And now waiting for this ball. Still waiting for it. It looks like it's about to pop out the back. Too much movement there. And now it looks like we are just about 4 minutes away from halftime now. 9-7. Close game. And I was like, Leinster versus Toulouse, that'll be it. And also, you're not a pundit. Amos Marshall could learn from you, says Gareth. And also, we've got the URC, I think. And also, we've got the, if no score by halftime, I'm going to bed, perhaps maybe marbles, or perhaps play marbles. What about the try of Raymond rule, though? Does that count, or another try maybe by that one? Because I didn't put it down on the bottom like we normally would, but there is a reason for that, and we will get to that kind of once we get to near the end of the game. You will understand where that side of things does come in. But now, everyone's going up in the front row, and there's going to be another scrum reset. Yeah, that's it, Gareth. JK not shy to express his opinion, says Nathan. And also, hi, says Lenny. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well, and hope you are enjoying this game so far. It's been close. Only 2 points difference between them. It is a chess match and a half. And now Leinster just having to try and defend 5 meters out from their own line with only a few minutes left on the board. In fact, they've got 3 minutes now before we get to halftime. But anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the Kiwi Lad Sport, which is that pinned comment for that link. Be sure to check that one out. in the process. But now, getting ready to feed this ball in once again for La Rochelle. Bergeron likes that one very much, although he shouldn't now because Leinster get themselves the penalty. Only a couple meters out from the line. It looks like we are probably half an inch away from some players pushing each other. Are we all good? Yes, they are. That's a very respectable scrum, like kind of get up, I guess you could say. Normally there's a bit of push and shove. One of the guys in the crowd, I think, was saying up years to the La Rochelle boys, which I don't know whether or not that was so much of the sportsmanship of the scrum, but only 2 minutes left. It looks like they are now making the sub. And it will be Haddad making his way back out there for Bordeaux. And the reason it is like cheese is because they are eventually matched, or they are evenly matched. Or sorry, the reason it is like chess is because they are evenly matched. I believe that would be Johnny Sexton kicks it for touch once again. And La Rochelle, like they're saying, if they scored a try at that moment, that would have been a huge, huge booster for them going into the second half. But currently, just the 2 minutes. Leinster won't mind just trying to close out this game, maybe getting themselves another penalty coming up relatively soon. They can get it right. But Dan Sheehan there in Wales just got absolutely pumped by Spain, says Fletcher. 42-17. Geez, that's a score and a half. That's not what Wales would have been after. Maybe if I did the 15th or 16th ranked team for the competition, it might be like Wales versus Japan or someone along those lines. But now, nice kick in behind from Jimmy Bryan. Waiting for it now. Bryce Doolan having to use that quick footwork. He's getting shut down by Leinster. A lot of pressure on him. He's trying to get it back in the field of play, and that will be now driven back. 5-meter scrum. Brilliant work from Leinster. And also, that's a massive mistake. It certainly is. And also, go on Furlong up Wexford. And also, Spain almost beat Fiji, to be fair. Yeah, they're a good side, Spain, at the moment. And I'm liking what they're doing. That looks like a Leinster fan club at the moment. They were absolutely loving that one. Just a minute left now. And also, salute Amish. And there's come on, Leinster, says Karma Pitch. Bryce Doolan, he could have decided to go for either the kick for touch, could have taken the mark, I think they also said, or he could have taken it back and had it as a goal line dropout. But instead, it is now going to be a 5-meter scrum for Leinster to really try and bulldoze their way over. But La Rochelle, you'd have to say, almost has the strongest scrum out of the two sides. From what we've seen in the early stages, and that is an absolutely bold statement. And it won't always be that way. But currently, early momentum-wise, we've seen a little bit more of Brezzo and also Yui Antonio going forwards rather than backwards. But this is a perfect opportunity for Leinster to manage to get it right. And also, big picture, what's going wrong with Welsh rugby? All formats having problems, says Gareth there. And now, 5-meter scrum. We've gone the full length of the field here. It went from being La Rochelle 5 meters out to now Leinster being 5 meters out. Oh, it's gone down in the front row. So we use up just a little bit more time on the clock. But currently we are sitting at 4:34 a.m. New Zealand time. Let's go. We get it all and get a nice, easy 3-0 series win in South Africa. So there's Fletcher for that one. I like the optimism. And who knows? I mean, of the Welsh side, there are a few talented players in there. It's just going to be tough, isn't it? And also, they come on La Rochelle, taunt the Irish. There's Young there. Currently, I mean, it's one of those ones, they're 5 meters out from La Rochelle's line. So if they are taunting them, it's a risky place to taunt them. You could have taunted them from maybe halfway just to have a little bit more security for yourselves. But now, La Rochelle, they'll be confident in their fallback to be able to get the job done here. Oh, it's gone down on the front row, and it will now be a free kick to Leinster. If I was Leinster, I would not go down for another scrum because I don't think it's going that smoothly for them currently. Like they're saying, tap and go should be the option here. You don't go for another scrum. What do they decide? They've just got to pick a player who actually wants to go for it. Johnny Sexton was pointing to one of the forwards going, you do it. I'm not doing it. Now taking the quick tap. Trying to drive forward. It was Dan Sheehan who got the nod. And also we were there first cheer. And there's Alcius Karma-Pitch now, backline movement. Johnny Sexton having to clean that one up. He's having to run straight backwards, but now starting to carve it up. Johnny Sexton trying to find a gap now around the side. Nice run from Caelan Doris. Pressure from La Rochelle in the breakdown, but still staying just on the side of Leinster. Currently sitting 40 minutes through this game. Gareth Ferguson clubs versus regions versus WRU. We are too busy fighting each other. Now the crowd is hostile. It sounds like Leinster are certainly the away side for this game, even though they finished top. And now got a run for from Josh Van Den Fleur. Got the legs down there, 5 meters out from the line. Now short side, Gisborne Park tried to go for a bit of something fancy, But it looks like it is going to be now the penalty going back for Leinster, and they could actually take a 3-pointer if they want it here. And now the crowd sound like they're booing, and the regions have been a disaster. And also, there, come on, Leinster. Yes, Gerard. And like they're saying, it's pretty much straight in front. Do you take on the 3 for Ireland, or do they feel that they've got a bigger gas tank than France? Or La Rochelle for this match, I should say. But it looks like Johnny Sexton, with that ball being placed on the ground, they are going to be taking on the 3. So this will take us into halftime. Penalties, 8 against La Rochelle. And Wayne Barnes is the 16th Irish man. And as I says, Young, the moment we have seen 3 penalties against Leinster, 8 against La Rochelle. Moment, I think he is just explaining what that penalty was for grabbing the halfback's hand rather than allowing him to pass. And I do hope they'll get at least 1 win in South Africa. Might lift their spirit a bit after such a tough period. And also Wayne Barnes is ruining this game. Get him the F off. Says, I am nutty there. Yeah, 11 penalties in the first half has been a relatively high number between these two sides. But now Johnny Sexton about to kick this one, and this will make the score at halftime 12 points to 7 in favour of Leinster. And also the dates are out for Ireland All Blacks test, but venues for some reason are in there as well. Says Richard, a not related question. Will the South Africa teams ever come back to South Africa? Don't know. It's a tricky one because I know that the URC, they've got a few games, but I assume you're talking like kind of actually like their own competition rather than the Curry Cup, I assume. For that, and also plus Pivak is a bit clueless. And also after defending all the first half, Leinster are on top by 5. Says Albie, but nonetheless, it is now halftime, and we all know what that means, or we might not know what that means, but I have got a surprise for you, ladies and gentlemen. Super Rugby, I meant, says Hex, so don't think so. Not anytime soon, though. So what I will quickly do is I just have to quickly make a banner for this one. So we will go Leinster 12-7 to La Rochelle. We'll go like this, and we'll put that as half time. Go like this. Please delete some banners. All right, we'll go like that. Okay, now I've got to type it out again. One moment. Leinster 12 to the 7 of La Rochelle. There we go. And that is at half time, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a guest for this halftime break, as they always feel quite long when I'm by myself and just with you guys. So I decided, why not get someone in as well who's got not just the French kit, but also the Irish kit behind him. And that is going to be Rugby Itch, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to welcome him in. Hello.
How are you doing?
I am doing very well, mate. What do you think of the first half?
Yeah, I mean, pretty like slow half, to be like perfectly honest. It's not actually the game I expected. Like I expected, Leinster to actually just come, just bulldozing over towards La Rochelle. But hey, they've been pretty impressive throughout this game, so got to give them credit. But I think Leinster, like you could see within that last minute, they're trying to build something on from that. Within going into the second half. So I can definitely see them maybe scoring early, in my opinion, I'd say, with the next 10 minutes. But no, overall, a very even match so far. And like you said within your commentary, that both these sides have given a similar amount of penalties. So it's not what you really want to see.
Yeah, 11 in that first half, which is a little bit rough. Also, a few handling errors sneaking in, but I'd say that nerves are also probably playing quite a factor in this match because La Rochelle, they are the away side, but they're actually playing in France, so they're kind of home. I guess you say. Yes. A lot of French supporters in attendance now. So we have got the Hope Wales get the win, give us a bit of wake up. One of the teams we do respect as well, says Gareth, and also we've got the Leinster versus Crusaders, says Hex there, and also Dan. I guess we can expect the current teams to stay in the current teams for years. This stage, it does seem relatively likely. But I guess I'm actually going to ask you this question. This is every competition around the world, all right? Every club competition. I want you to name 10 teams to put into a league. Who are you putting in? They don't even have to be the best teams, just the teams that you'd love to see.
I would say, love to see. Whoa. Okay, that's a different question because I could say like the best teams and put them within like the 10. But if you're saying I love to see, I think the first team straight away, just going off today, I have to say Fiji Dura. Like they would have to be in just because they're such an exciting team to watch. I definitely have to say, I mean, I'd say, you got to go Leinster just because like they're just that dominant of a side. So you got to go Leinster. I wouldn't actually go La Rochelle, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
I don't rate them as highly compared to like other sides. I mean, you would have to go Crusaders and I'd say Blues for Super Rugby, and then Fiji Dura. I think those are like the three sides you select from the Super Rugby side. And then I would go with from the Premiership. I'd go Harlequins. I'd say.
Sebastian,
Obviously,
will
because
you happy with that?
yeah, they've been pretty impressive throughout the last year, of course. So yeah, I got to go with them. Another English side, because I feel like you have to have two English sides. I'd say here's a good English side that I always rate.
Saracens,
I mean,
maybe?
I mean Saracens, yeah, but
That didn't
I don't
sound
know.
convincing.
I don't know. I've always had something. I've always had something against Saracens just because like there's so many like it's just England. It's like Leinster, but like Leinster do like they play well though. That's the thing. But I don't know. I just can't go with Saracens. Maybe one of the Japanese teams actually, just because like the Japanese leagues they've created a few good teams over the recent years. So maybe like the Wild Pentasonics. They've been pretty good within the Japanese league. I don't know. Maybe like even like MLR go with like the LA Griffiths just to see how well they would kind of compete against those kind of sides. They might get blown out, but it'll still be kind of good to see how they kind of get along. But and I guess you have to go with some of the South African teams as well. So like I'd say like the Sharks, maybe. I say the Sharks and maybe I don't know, the Stormers. I think that's what I'd go with.
All right, sounds like
A
a
bit of
good league.
balance. Yeah.
To be honest, I'll watch it. I'll watch
I
anything.
really hope they do kind of make a Club World Cup. That's really what I hope they do make in the future. But again, like we all know, it's very hard for World Rugby to organize a calendar which you're able to fit a Club World Cup, all the different leagues and competitions around the world. Like you have like the Autumn Nations, of course, you have like the July Internationals, and then you have the Rugby World Cup. So it's very hard to obviously squeeze in another competition. And we have to also keep track of player welfare. So it's just we'll see what happens. But I hope it happens, of course.
Yeah, we have got there about Leinster ski players, not many of them playing in the Champions Cup. So I guess it's one of those ones that when you've got the depth that Leinster have, you can afford to pretty much play a side completely without your Irish internationals and they will still be able to do well. But they've brought out a massive side for this one and also no Japanese sides. And there says LB, I think you had the one, didn't you? And there for your Japanese teams.
Yeah, I had the I chose Wild Pentatonics, and I also actually like just only because of one player, but I like the team that I don't know what team it is because my memory is just a bit blank, but the one that where Israel Folau plays in because literally their tactic is just to kick it whenever just they get the ball. All they do is just they go to either left or right the fly off, and they just do a high ball in the air, and Israel Folau just catches it with one hand and just scores a try always. So it's very funny seeing that work.
Now selected for Tonga as well, isn't he?
Yes, yeah, I'm very excited to see. I mean, look, I'm not going to talk about what he's done off the field because that's kind of it's just another story itself. But as a player, he's absolutely brilliant. We all know Israel Folau has the capability to be in any side. To be perfectly honest, like he's that good. He can play in the World 15. Like he's that good of a player. So I'm very excited to see him come back. Of course, even like Fakatoa as well. We have who else? Charles Pietau, and I believe Augustine Pulu. So good to see them. And then hopefully we'll see more people represent Tonga, as well as Samoa, and Fiji.
Should be exciting. So I guess what does Leinster or La Rochelle have to change in the second half to be able to really cement themselves as Champions Cup winners? Because it doesn't seem too easy at the moment for either side.
It's a very cagey game at the moment, I'd say, from both sides. It's one of those where, like you said, they're kind of just testing each other out within this first half. So I'm hoping that one team kind of slips up, I'd say, within the second half. And if I had to bet my money on that, I would say the team to slip up would be La Rochelle, because I just think Leinster will just, they'll kind of put the pressure on them and eventually get a try. So I would have to think Leinster, what they have to work on is really just their, I don't know, I guess just they're distributing the ball quicker. That's what they really have to work on. But for La Rochelle, I think just their kicking, because their kicking game has been a bit off, particularly with Bryce Dew and obviously the number 15. So they need to work on their kicking game. But look, I mean, it's gonna be a good second half. That's what I'm really excited for.
And only hopefully moments away. The halftime breaks, like I mentioned earlier on, they just go very slowly, don't they, normally? But my voice has actually decided that it almost wants to disappear at halftime, which is not ideal. Currently in the match between the two sides in the sevens, 19 points to 5. The Fijians sitting at halftime over the USA. A big win could be just around the corner, which is good. But that means that Samoa need to win their game up against England so that we don't see Samoa versus Fiji in the quarterfinals. Because I feel like that's a waste, isn't it? We want to see them go as far as physically possible. And also in the Lion series against Aussie, wasn't it, Folau? He got picked up by North. And there's us, there's Hex. Was it? Oh, is he the one who got driven backwards by a whole heap of meters on the shoulder?
Yeah. I literally watched that documentary actually for because the Lions documentary that's they just show that whole image of how North, like, because Folau throughout the whole series, by the way, he was actually owning like North. It was actually like he just got over North in every single situation. He was winning everything. And then he does that and just carries him and just tackles him to the ground. It was just sensational. But I mean, the bad thing though is that after he did that, he actually injured himself a bit as well. So he had to go off.
It looked like he gave himself the DDT, didn't he?
Yeah.
Just head down, smacko. And I was like, Robbie, my guy, can you give us your World 15 squad? Jeez, that's a tough question.
Jeez, that's a video and a half. Look, I'll do this. I'll do this for you though. If you come to my channel, obviously we'll put a link in my in this thing very shortly. But I'll make a video. I will actually make a video maybe based on that. It's just it's one of those where I always say this. There's videos which I want to do, but I always save them because I want to save them when I get past a certain goal. So at the moment, so my just very quickly, my channel is about to get the 500 subscribers. So. And the overall aim for my channel is just to get the 1K. That's all I've ever said. And when I get to that aim, I will do the videos like you just said there. So, but I might actually do this early. I might actually do the World 15. You know what? Actually,
Elby's already done it for you by the looks of it.
Yeah, exactly. My gosh, he's just gone full out. Springboks here. But I think what most likely I'll do is that when I get to 500 subscribers, so I think that's in I think I only need 20, 25 more. I'll do a video on that just for you guys. And you guys obviously can come over to the channel and subscribe. But yeah.
And also, there's no right answer in fairness, just who you like the most in each position. And there as well. Yeah, currently, I mean, I know that you're quite a fan of Taniela Tupou, aren't you, at number 3? Big Tom and Thor. But you've also got...
For the squad?
Yeah, but you've also got a soft spot for one of the Northern Hemisphere fellas, don't you? Is it Ty Furlong who sneaks up there?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, if I'm saying on form, he was the best tight head prop at the moment, I mean, you have to give it towards Furlong just because of what we saw last year. But again, we're in a new year now. So I think kind of like for what I've seen, because I've seen a lot of rugby, I've gone through different competitions. I've seen a lot of highlights so far. And Taniela Tupou hasn't been the same person. Obviously he's been injured for most of the time as well. So yeah, I can't really count Taniela Tupou in that conversation. Like I would like to, but just I can't. So I think I have to go with one of maybe like the South Africans, because they've been so impressive throughout the United Championship. But I mean, you do have the likes of Andrew Porter and Furlong. They've just been brilliant for Leinster. So it's just I think you have to say Leinster. I think you have to go Furlong just because he's been very consistent even throughout the Six Nations. But I think second to him though, I'd actually say Antonio, who's actually playing in this game because he's been very good, very good. He's like a tank. He just every time he gets the ball, he just shoves people out of the way. It's brilliant to see.
Right, we've got that question there. Any calls for the URC final? What we're going to do is before you even get a chance to overly think it, I'm going to get you to say exactly who's going to win the game after I read it out, and you're going to say by how many points as well without even thinking. All right?
Okay, I'll do a trade on spot.
Ready to go. Here we go. Ulster versus Munster.
I'm going to say Munster, and I'm going to say Munster by, I think it'll be close. I'll say by 5.
Okay, Bulls versus Sharks.
Oh my God, that's the toughest one. I have to say because the Bulls are playing at home though for that one, right?
Yep.
But the Sharks though, they're just too. I have to say Sharks. But I'll say by 3.
Oh, close one. Leinster versus Glasgow.
Oh, Leinster. I mean, that's an obvious, I think. Unfortunately to Glasgow, but I think Leinster win that game by like 12 points.
Okay, and Stormers versus Edinburgh.
I will then say Stormers for that one. They've been very impressive. So I'd say Stormers will win that by 14, I'd say.
All righty, well, there you go. Oh, that's actually a bigger margin between the Stormers and Edinburgh than Leinster and Glasgow.
Yeah. Stormers on their day can get those tries up. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
And Trevor would lick furlong metaphorically and literally. And there's he's got quite a large tongue, Trevor Nakanya, and he loves to show it off as well, doesn't he? And at the moment, it looks like the two sides are about to make their way back out onto the field. But who will be in the Rugby World Cup 2023? Or who will be in it? So currently, I know that Romania has been able to qualify due to the Spanish situation that they did end up having, unfortunately. Then alongside that, I believe Georgia are the other side from Europe who are currently in there. Tonga, I think they've got the repechage that they have to play up against Hong Kong, Malaysia, or
the way it works actually is that with Tonga, they have to wait to see who actually wins the Asia Championship first. So most likely they'll be Hong Kong, and then Hong Kong. If Hong Kong go through, then they'll play Tonga in Tonga, and whoever wins that game then qualifies to the Rugby World Cup, an automatic place, I believe, in Group B. So they'll be in the same group as South Africa, Ireland, and Scotland, and but then they can go to the Rugby Match Cup, but yeah.
But unless I do see that the teams have made their way back out onto the park, so you will be seeing a little bit more of rugby a bit later on in the live stream. We've got a little bit of something going on near the later stages, but thank you very much for coming back, mate. And we will see you in a very short moment. If I click this button and click this one, there we go. Just like that, somehow we've been able to reshuffle it. I think. Maybe. And also we've got the Ulster by 20, Sharks by 6, Leinster by 15, Stormers by 10. And me been at all since 2003. And luckily they live close and in some countries when the World Cup was on. So that's absolutely awesome. They have been able to go to a majority of them. Are you going to the French one as well? Daily Minute also Ireland versus France, says Karma Peach. And also we've got their nailed it, says Colm. Well, they won, but now the second half. We are back underway for this game, and straight away it is a penalty to La Rochelle. I'm not a fan of the camera angles used on France, to be honest. And there as well says LB. They have got, like, I guess it's that tunnel view, isn't it? How it's like way behind them. And then everyone kind of just continues to walk forward for it. And also we have got there, love the accents, bro. There's Nathan there. So yeah, it's a combination of about 5 different ones, I believe. We have talked about it in the past. I'm getting closer to being able to list it. So he was born and raised in Hong Kong. Then from there, his mother's American, his dad's Zimbabwean. He's got an Irish and an English passport. And no, he's saying no, American passport. An Irish and American passport, and then currently living in England. So there you go. Nice and easy to remember, isn't it? And also we've got the go La Rochelle CSX, and also we've got that. What was that for? And as says Richard, the penalty, I assume Leinster must have done something bad. I didn't actually see it it went by that quickly. And also with the true, says Nathan. Well, there's but now it will be Ehio West lining up this kick, and it's the French rector. English commentators complain a lot in there as well. Says I am nutty. And that one, but currently now Ehio West taking a deep breath. Been able to line up the kick. Nicely done. That one. Whoa, I didn't even see the ball go over. I think we were looking straight into the clouds, but it is 10 points to 12 now. And La Rochelle try to close this gap just a tad more. It's match, but yeah, yellow and black, I'd have to say, if I was to support a team, that sounds like I'm saying that I'll support the Hurricanes, but I do very much so. If I had to buy a kit for a team, it would be a yellow and black one. I love West Ginger here. And then if you want to watch live, ask for link. And as I says, I am nutty. And that's even in Spanish. It says I am nutty there. Because I think it's actually available on YouTube in some regions of the world, which is kind of cool. But then also, I know that Stan Sport doesn't have it in Australia, which seems really weird, seeing as they have got a lot of other options around the place. But currently now, driving forward, James Lowe goes for the kick and behind, and it will be setting up nicely for La Rochelle in the form of Doolin. Now able to run it sideways and does manage to get a great kick into touch. Or was it? Nope, it was. It was a very nice one from Bryce Doolan. I thought for a second that they were trying to say that it was taken back. Seems like there's a lot of players who are on the edge of their boots, I guess you call it, rather than the edge of their seats, because a lot of people are talking to the referees, arguing with the touch judges. It's like the tensions are just kind of escalating a little bit more in the last little while. But Fiji, they were able to win that game 26 points to 19 up against the USA. So that makes me quite happy, because that now means that if Samoa beat England, they will not have to play each other in the upcoming rounds. But the game taking place between Samoa and England, that is going to be a penalty now to Leinster. That game will be taking place in 36 minutes and 10 seconds. So we will be switching over to that live stream near the end of this one. But I did mention about the fact that you will end up seeing Rugby Itch a little bit later on. He will be joining for the last 5 minutes or so of this matchup and providing you guys with the last minute commentary of the game as well while we pop over to the sevens, which is very much appreciated as well, seeing as I've learned recently more than ever, I can't cut myself in half and duplicate myself, which is quite tricky with all the overlaps that we have had recently in the rugby world. Now, that was actually the penalty to Leinster as they now kick it to the touchline. Did you watch the All Blacks versus Spain? I've seen the first half. I didn't get to watch the second half as of yet, though, because I was actually going to watch it with me mum. And also, I saw Fiji versus Spain. Says I am nutty there. But now passed on the inside. Nice backline here for Leinster. Nope, it's gone backwards. So it is going to be play on just for now. Wayne Barnes puts the arms out and says, I don't know what happened, so just keep going for now. Jamison gives him Park. Now passes it back. The crowd are not happy. At the moment, there is some very loud booing. Now James Ryan with another carry. Gibson Park passes back to Johnny Sexton. Now Hugo Keenan, quick ball. Now kicked across field. It's going close to the touchline. Raymond Raw, I think it's come off him in the end. And I believe now it is going to be the Leinster line out, only a few meters out and also actually near our place. Says I am nutty there. So is that for the seven side of things, I am nutty, or is that for the... Oh, actually, sorry, that will be for that matchup taking place in, was it Spain? And it was that game that was extremely close. Did it end in a... No, Georgia versus Fiji ended in the draw, didn't it? But there was another game between Spain and Fiji that was relatively close. Portugal and Spain combined would make a good team, says I am nutty. And also it was an awesome game. Says Hex there, and also we'll get there, but John-like. And as I says Gareth, no, I don't believe so. For that one, normally with John, you can tell because of the no capitals being involved. And also Frogs always disrespectful, says Karma Beach. And also we'll get the Out of Island do today in the sevens. Currently, I'll be honest, they're struggling a little bit for the Irish, but they did end up getting themselves a last-minute win over Argentina, and then they did have their prior game losing to the Blitzboks 19 points to 12. Their last game will be up against New Zealand. That's a lie. Actually, no, it's not. They have playing New Zealand in the quarterfinal now, ladies and gentlemen. And also, yes, the crowd, it was really, especially when Spain scored, then Fiji decided to play. And there says, I am nutty. Currently now Furlong only 2 meters short of the line. They are so close yet so far away here for the Leinster men. And they want to be able to get over, get themselves the first try of this match. Can Rugby Itch absolutely bang the prediction here for saying that it was going to be an early try from the Leinster men? It's an advantage, so they might as well just keep on throwing it at them. Like Tyke Furlong's ankle was stuck. It's held up, so they're going back for the penalty now. Yeah, Ireland are going to have to take on New Zealand in the quarterfinals. I'll actually give you guys a couple of those other quarterfinals that we have got coming up in the future as well. So the next quarterfinal, we do know that it's going to be for the 9th to 16th place playoff, France versus Kenya. That is huge that they are that low down for France after coming third in the last series. Then Fiji, they'll be taking on the second in Pool D, which is why I was talking about the fact that we will see probably Samoa dodge that one, hopefully. Hopefully New Zealand can beat Ireland. I realize I said hopefully many, many times throughout that. South Africa versus Australia is the 4th quarterfinal. That will be a good game. See which way it does end up going for the Blitzboks. And Spain have also been able to confirm themselves a spot. And if Samoa win their game up against England, that will be the game that does get made, Samoa versus Spain, which we have seen in the past. And it was actually a big win for Spain in the process. But now Johnny Sexton lining up another kick here for Leinster. Currently sitting 4 from 4. Won't be minding this too much at all, Johnny Sexton, the way that the kicking tee has been going. But it's currently sitting 12 points to 10. And it's interesting that they did decide that they wanted to take on the 3 points in that situation, but it's a gifted 3. I would actually want a different country to win the Rugby World Cup 2023. And as I says, I am nutty. So who would you go with if you had to pick a side to be able to win? Do let me know. And also, we have there France would be great for them, but Dark Horse welcome. Says I am nutty there. The moment Tavita Kurbalo looks like he is on the drinks for this matchup. We didn't get to see him play in this game. But now currently 15 points to 10 between these two sides. I still can't pick who's going to win. To be honest, like at the start of the match, I thought Leinster by probably 10 to 15. But now I have no idea. It could be literally going either way. And also we have got the same team who has never won, or some team that has never won. And there, so it would be quite cool to see. Because, I mean, in the Northern Hemisphere, you've only got England. Other than that, you've got France, Ireland, Wales, Scotland, many sides that have got a lot of potential. I feel like I missed one of the sides. Oh, Italy. But maybe that's why. But, yeah, they've got some good sides in the Northern Hemisphere. And hopefully, imagine Japan winning. Imagine how big that would be for not just the Japanese top league, as it used to be called, but now it's called League One, I believe. But that would be absolutely massive. Johnny Sexton's just been bumped off backwards in a tough tackle attempt. Now Dylan Lades drives. That's a knock-on from Gregory Aldred, and it's considered as a knock-on, not a forward pass, but it could have been called as either. They have won it before. So, and there as well says, I am nutty. And also, I think England have a chance. And there. And also, we go there. Argentina winning would be amazing. That would certainly also be absolutely awesome. Definitely because they aren't in kind of like, they haven't got a spot in Super Rugby anymore. They've got themselves just at international rugby for the Rugby Championship. A lot of sushi says come out. Also, we've got there Dark Horse Argentina for the Rugby World Cup 2023 winner. And also, I think Ireland and France are the best teams right now. Says that, man. I would agree. They are both looking extremely strong. As we currently say, it will be Ireland versus France in the final. Interesting. Northern Hemisphere versus Northern Hemisphere. I'd love to see it because we saw the matchup take place between the Six Nations sides and it was extremely close for the match. And LA came out and beat everyone. Tell you what, they would be paying an arm and a leg. And that's why they might as well just go, I guess the perfect saying, really, even though it sounds slightly profound, is go balls to the wall and just absolutely go for it if you're Italy. And see whether or not you can cause some upsets. And also Argentina have broken the emergency checker glass. And also the English women are monsters, says Hex. And they are going to be playing later on in the year for the Women's Rugby World Cup. I think that's actually only about 100 and something days away. As we currently sit one moment. Going to have a look downwards. What can I find? I see that State of Origin's not too far away. Rugby Championship also getting closer. And the Women's Rugby World Cup is in 131 days. And also the Men's Sevens World Cup and the Women's Sevens World Cup is taking place in 102 days. So actually the countdown is starting, ladies and gentlemen. But now, ready to feed this ball. And once again, that's gone down. This has been a really scrappy scrum between the two sides. Neither side really want to be that guy who takes the backward step. So it's just become a little bit of a seesaw without any seats. It also leads to need a try. Says Karma Pitch, they do. And also, to be fair, out of New Zealand, South Africa, Ireland, and France, 2 of them won't get through to the semis, which is surprising. It does suck a little bit because of the fact that everyone's ended up on the same side of the draw. Will you be commentating the Women's Rugby World Cup 2022? I would like to. I think I'll have to learn a lot more of the players, but the good news is we have got quite a few games up till that point. So I should be able to learn a few more of those women's players. And the thing is, I'll probably see quite a few overlaps between the women's union sides and the women's sevens, which will kind of help me out. The likes of, if you look at Wales, you got the flying winger, whose name, of course, now that I'm trying to think of it, I have completely forgotten. But Jasmine Joyce, that is the name that I was after. Now Maloney hanging on to this one for Leinster, 50 minutes into this game, and still only 5-point difference. France to make the final. And I saw a Japanese student rugby player at Oxford yesterday in the supermarket. He was a massive square unit. Had his uni gear on, and also the South Africa Ireland pool is massive, says Gareth there. And that's the thing, if Tonga get added into that, or Hong Kong, I better say, or else I might end up being not the most popular man for Rugby Itch, who was from Hong Kong initially. But whoever goes through there, he's wearing the Hong Kong kit, I do see as well currently. But yeah, whoever ends up winning that game, like to make their way through. If it's Tonga, they're just going to have an absolute just destroying of everyone. And it's going to be one of those ones that they might get destroyed themselves, but they'll put in some big hits and could end up with a couple injuries. Now, currently passing out the back line low, goes wide to Dan Sheehan now. This is close for Leinster, but still yet to be able to get themselves a try in this match, which is actually huge. It's going back for Leinster. And remember, French 2000 World 7, they choked. And there as well. And also we've got the South Africa pool as massive. But yeah, France at the moment seem like they're a whole different beast. The way that they've been playing, the way that they beat the All Blacks, the way that they beat Ireland, the way that they have been just looking strong over the last year. If they still have a similar group, like any of those players have got the potential of going on and doing well, including that man, Gregory Aldrit, although he's just given away a penalty. So he won't be too happy with that. Keep an eye on England. They're cruising in their poll for the Rugby World Cup 2023. So here's Nathan there as well. I'm actually going to have a quick look and see how the polls are sitting and also when that is taking place. One moment. We've got to scroll a little bit more. 468 days till we get to see it. And here is one name. Your 4 teams that won't make World Cup 2027 are the 3rd teams in the 4 groups. Or here is one name. Your 4 teams that won't make Rugby World Cup 2027. And I do see it as in Australia for that one. And then alongside that, we have got actually USA as the next option. Johnny Sexton once again going to be taking on the 3 here. So this will give Leinster an 8-point lead over La Rochelle. But looking through at Pool A, it is going to be New Zealand, France, Italy, Uruguay, and also Africa 1. Pool B, South Africa, Ireland, Scotland, Asia Pacific 1, and Europe 2. Then Pool C, no real surprises. Australia, Wales, Fiji, they always play each other in the World Cup. Europe 1 and the final qualifier winner. And then for Pool D, England, Argentina, Japan, Samoa, and Americas 2. Well, that one as well. And also, did you watch the Challenge Cup final? I didn't actually get a chance to. Sadly, they weren't showing it here in New Zealand, which was really annoying, or at least they weren't showing it where I was looking. Anyway, so I wasn't actually able to find it, but I do know the result of that game. And yeah, 2 French sides actually making it through to the final, which was pretty impressive. It's amazing. Barnes giving penalties always in front of the post says I am nutty. And also they only just beat Ireland. So here's kind of a patch. Although saying that, Ireland for me were the favourites to be able to, like, even though I think France were just a little bit narrowly the favourite, for me, Ireland, I thought they were winning the Six Nations. So for France to be able to win that, and I mean, looking at that win, if it was in Ireland, I think France may have struggled. But because it was in France, it was lucky that they were able to have that home field advantage and doing very nicely. And both sides beating the All Blacks, which is something that isn't too great as a Kiwi. But at the end of the day, we love seeing good rugby, and that is what both of those sides were bringing. The first half was quite in there as RCCX. What are you thinking of the second half so far? Is it also Hex for it? But currently sitting 18 points to 10. Even though it's a little bit slow update in the scoreboard, it is actually 18 points to 10, like I mentioned. So 8 points in favour of La Rochelle. But currently we are sitting at 5:09 a.m. in New Zealand. So a late night one for the Champions Cup final. And also we look at the I Did Lie on one, our first time ever, says Richard there. So yeah, it's quite cool seeing 2 French sides in the final, because it just shows, like, even though they had Saracens in there and other sides, it just shows how strong French rugby is. Even when it's a side in the Challenge Cup rather than the Champions Cup. Ohio West tries to pierce through for La Rochelle. And another attacking opportunity here now around the side. Bigaret dragged down. 25 out from the line. Pretty much from where that last tackle was taken. It looks like Ohio West, he's got an ankle injury. And he does not look too flash at the moment. Dylan Lades has to play first receiver now. Jonathan Dante runs straight at Johnny Sexton. It seems to be his target in the Challenge Cup first half, not the Champions Cup. And there's the Challenge Cup first half was And there's I did line. I won the first time ever. And also France and England both laboured against Wales in the Six Nations. Ireland pumped us. Not sure what that means. Then we always do well in World Cups. So there's flash in there. Now it is going to be almost stolen by Leinster, but I believe this will almost become an advantage for La Rochelle if they're not careful. And also, as this week, Nick Mullet article said, the home ground affects the ref more than the players. Says Gareth, and also the All Blacks need a huge turnaround to get to the Rugby World Cup 2023 final. Definitely. I've got some tough games coming up for the All Blacks. But I think that's the thing. I feel like this isn't a very Kiwi attitude. I'm just, in a weird way, I'm just happy to be there, if that makes sense. We get to see New Zealand play France and a couple of those other matchups. But I think that's because I'm too impartial. Might get me into trouble during the World Cup. I'll have a few Kiwis probably swearing at me flat out, saying, what are you doing, you mug? But that's all right. I'm used to that. I do sevens and get nice comments. And by that, I mean, I get called many names. And I was like, La Rochelle don't help themselves. And then that is going to be the knock-on now from La Rochelle. And EI West is disappointed with the way that this one's going. And also say Wales at home are beasts. And there as well says Gareth by that one. And also, we have got a little bit earlier on. I don't think I missed any. I'm actually keeping up to date with the chat, which is quite impressive. And also, we've got at least the Ireland Test Series. We'll see where we sit up. Yes, Hicks, that is true. It was a good run. Raymond Rule went for the offload to Dylan Lades, but unfortunately, just mistakes every once in a while does lead to La Rochelle giving up possession, which is something they cannot afford to do. And Buller from Vitti show the game, white boys, Sebastian, pretty much, yeah, about that. I'm around there. I get so many nice comments, similar to that one. And the worst thing is, like, my last one, I'm dressed as Santa, so I feel like they've got plenty of firing power if they want it. But it's whether or not they decide to use it or not, But it's that whole thing of how can you insult someone who's wearing a Santa suit, who's already taken the piss out of themselves? It's like, you can't really win. And also, why does the score still say 15-10? I think the scoreboard's slightly asleep. And it's really annoying. Oh, okay, there we go. It has just worked out that they were able to get to 3, and it's usually shared the English game between ICTV and BBC. And then also we have got there, to be honest, All Blacks need to be fair. Other countries win the Webb Ellis, says Nathan. And also we have got there, quick question, who in England have the TV rights for the 2023 Champions Cup? And also as long as it's Southern Hemisphere team who wins, says Hicks. And also we have got, and we get to test ourselves against the French before going into the quarters for the Cup, says Hicks. 56 minutes through. Looks like we've got the time off just as we currently sit here, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, Gareth, that is a very similar comment that Sebastian's put to what we get for like the Sevens live stream, something along those lines on those ones. So it's always exciting. And that's the thing. When I first started doing Sevens, I used to think, that hits me in the soul, but like not hugely deep. But then now I look at them and I just kind of laugh because I try and help in terms of where they can watch the highlights. And then everyone's like, why don't you just show the highlights? And I'm like, but that's not how it works. Unfortunately, copyright is a thing. And I'll get myself in trouble. Kicked him behind. Awkward bouncing ball. Jameson gives him Park. Takes it nicely. 57 minutes into this game. It's still only 8 points difference between these two sides. Taken nicely by Ehio West. Waiting back for that one. Looks like he's recovered from whatever leg injury he did end up having, but that one has not found touch. And now Hugo Keenan, one of the best fullbacks in World Rugby today. Tries a little stutter step, but he goes down on the halfway line. Now game. Jameson gives him Park. Back to Ringrose, sniping. Unable to go through. This defence from La Rochelle is just strong. It's the same as Leinster's. Neither side able to break through consistently. Leinster are still yet to score themselves a try in this game, even though they have 18 points. I want to scrum with a Kiwi woman, says Karma Peach there. I'm sure that can be arranged. You probably just have to ask nicely. And there'd be a few who'll be up for it. The worst thing is, there are probably not so much websites for that, but there are websites for weirder things. So I'm sure if you just ask with a nice please, maybe you had to pay her. Then after that, you got yourself a few scrummaging practices. Now La Rochelle take it quickly, actually going for the quick tap, even though they've got a player down currently, which seems risky. Now the ball is just bouncing. This ground, it's making it look like a bouncy ball, and it's gone out. It might have actually touched Jimmy O'Brien there, so they're going to be checking that one, and also still going to love our England. I like the third team in the middle while France and Ireland go at it, and Wales and Italy have their fun, and also finding a 200-pound piece of, and you have same experience, or find a 200-pound. Oh, that's a bit harsh for New Zealand, isn't it? And also, I've got there. I mean, I would at least fill up a beanbag with rocks and then add a little bit of foam or something, would be easier. And also, does that work? I should have given off. It says Cariff. Nah. Or he's taken that out. Jimmy O'Brien, and I think that's going to be a mistake. Currently, Gregory Aldred has got a sack on his head. And they want to check this one, La Rochelle, and I think they should, to be honest. Wayne Barnes, what he decides for this decision will definitely affect how the rest of this game goes for him, whether or not he gets absolutely booed off the park It touched his leg. Wayne Barnes just rolling his eyes with Johnny Sexton. That's not a good look. And the crowd are going to absolutely brutalise him. He should get probably the first flight back. Okay, so the way that he explained that, it's still going to be, because it's inside of the in-goal area, it's no different to him putting the ball down. So because of that, it's still a goal line dropout. So due to the rules, that is actually how they should referee it, if that makes sense. And Mary Piss Up Flesh and then bio are going to an Irishman who supports England, is married to a Chinese Scotswoman. Birthday Piss Up, very messy, says Flesh. So hopefully you do enjoy it. Okay, so the crowd were wanting one for a deliberate knock into touch. And also that should be a 5 meter, says Albie there. And also, yeah, he took it out. So they are saying because of the new rules, it is a goal line dropout, which, I mean, I can understand why people wanted to see it as a scrum. Because, Doolan likes his chances as a 50-meter drop goes missed. And the ball's going to bounce back into play as well. So a favourable bounce. This ground is extremely hard. Or the ball's extremely pumped up. Johnny Sexton's been dropped on his head. And he doesn't look too happy with it either. And also look at Emma Radathunu, the tennis player. She's Romanian, British, and Chinese. And then also now it's going to be the penalty to La Rochelle, 10 metres out from the line. A little bit of late something going on here by the looks of it. Will Skelton have a bit of a push and a shove with Andrew Porter. He wasn't too happy with something there. And also we got the Sebastian Grimar. And also, yeah, he took it out. So here's a Richard there. But now Johnny Sexton, like they're saying, he wasn't sure whether or not he did take it back. And then he did end up getting dropped by the opposition halfback, who then got drop kicked by Josh Van der Fleur or something along those lines. I don't know what happened to him, but he just went down alongside him. I think he might have taken him off the ball maybe. And also you could put anthrax into a Chinese Scots wallet and they'd die of old age, says Gareth. And also we've got there, she's Glasgowian or Glaswegian. Hopefully I said that correctly. And very scary when she loses it, says Fleshin. Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like you don't want to be like, that's like Scottish in general. If you're getting a rampaging Scotswoman or Scotsman yelling at you, you just feel like you've got to like just give them literally everything in your bank account, even if it's for something else. Like they're just quite scary, aren't they? That's why Leinster so dirty after the whistle was blown. And look, especially for us neutrals, says Albie. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on off the ball between these two sides. And now 5 metres out from the line, it is going to be a line-out opportunity. I have looked. And there as well, says Gareth. And also we're going to look at Greg Eldred. He has French, Kenyan, Italian, Scottish, and Irish eligibility. And he chose France, and maybe he made the right decision heading into their Rugby World Cup in 2023. Now, nice run forward. Almost rolling more. Bergeret, they've got the advantage. That's the try. And now La Rochelle have been able to get themselves over the try line. Victor Vito, man, he's fired up. I don't want to get in the way of him either to tell him it was a no try or anything along those lines. You probably get chucked across the room and you're in a stadium, so that's hard to do. But Bergeret has been able to score it now. La Rochelle back into this game a little bit closer. Let's go, says LB. This one's going to be a nail biter going down to the wire by the looks of it. We have got another 20 minutes left of this fixture, ladies and gentlemen, although I will be covering 10 minutes of it, and then from there we will be switching over to our other co-broadcaster. But fancy the way that we've got that and get in. We have a fiery finish, and also, yes, the rest isn't being a flaccid English dick for once. Says I am nutty. I mean, I've never heard a referee described as that, but I feel like it could catch on. You know? You don't want to be a flaccid referee, you want to be a rock-hard referee. Now, Bergeret doing very nicely there. Ehire West about to fire up this one. We're about to line up this one, I should say. I'm getting fired up myself for this match. But Samoa versus England, that will be kicking off in about 10 to 15 minutes time. But we will keep this live stream going, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to have two going at the same time on the channel with two different commentators, which is something we tried last week. And it's actually become a bit more of a, I guess, usual occurrence in the last little while. But now, La Rochelle for Ehire West. He wants to strike this one nicely. If he does so, we're going to have a 1 point contest. I realize I still have what the score was at halftime down the bottom of my screen, which kind of makes sense a little bit because of the fact that it does kind of paint the picture. Now Ehire West strikes. Ohio West gets it down the middle, and it is 18 points to 17. And also we have got there, Flaccid Dick was my ex-wife's nickname for me. Ah, I see. It's unfortunate, isn't it? I mean, it's one of those ones, anyone giving you that nickname is probably not the best, but your ex-wife, who would have been your wife at the time, I assume, unless, of course, she now makes up rumors about yourself, maybe, because I know that they can be nasty. Some ladies make up all sorts of stuff, but then saying that men are the same, aren't we? We're all weird animals on this planet. That's getting deep. And now, La Rochelle, they've got this one. 18 minutes left in this game. It's been taken back. And now, close to the touchline. The crowd think he was out, and he was. And now, La Rochelle have got themselves another opportunity. Ross Byrne on the field now for Johnny Sexton. And damn you lucky, I was just called dickhead. And then also Johnny, as I says, Richard, he certainly is. So that could be a massive game changer in the later stages for Leinster. And I was like, baiting me for easy jokes. Says, I'm nutty. I think he might be. Maybe. I mean, your nickname kind of, or your name on there kind of links in with it a little bit. I guess you could say Healy now coming on the field for Porter, and also Michael Alalatoa on the field for Tyg Furlong. A few late changes being made in this matchup. Bugaret throws it in. Nicely taken by, it was their number 4 there, actually taking it. He's got very similar hair, or a very similar headgear to Gregory Aldred. But now, once again, Bugaret tries to get it going forward. 63 minutes through this game currently. Still plenty of time left for either side. Bugaret now once again decides to drive it. It's going to be one in the hands, or actually just hang on to it nicely if it leads to this backline movement. I'm nervous by both of these sides. I'm not even from the Northern Hemisphere. And currently, I mean, it's 5:30 a.m. Can't think of a better way to spend a Saturday morning. As Johnny concussed, his big head got in the way. And what time is it in New Zealand? It is currently almost 5:30 a.m. And yeah, it's going to be a late night, I guess you could say. Scotland currently beating Japan 24 points to 5 near the end of the game. That one's gone high from Leinster once again. Now 63 minutes through. Nice step from Dylan Lads. And also we've got there certainly a ballsy username. There's Sebastian. Certainly is. Oh, the pants have been pulled down, unfortunately. Oh, the La Rochelle prop. Oh, and he's just been sat on as well for his troubles. Goes up. Ross Byrne didn't quite line up that one the way that he wanted to, but now Hugo Keenan has been able to clean up. Still hanging on to it. Jameson Gibson-Park goes to the short side. James, though, not a lot of space to work with, but he's got an almighty boot on that. And now into the 22. It looks like there's some sort of injury for La Rochelle here. And also, you're secretly Irish, Hamish. Says Karma Peach. If I am secretly Irish, I have not known about it. I guess someone was saying that I might be Scottish as well. All this doesn't look too good for the player. They're checking for a trip here. Okay. Maloney might have tripped their number 9. This is actually, like we were talking about earlier on, about the discipline. And well, another translation on my surname would be ball brush. And there as well says I am nutty. And also, I mean, ball brush is an interesting one. Overall, drinking the power right here for Wayne Barnes. Right, if he has tripped him, which he has, okay, it's actually La Rochelle's number 4 who's tripped Leinster's number 9, Jameson Gibson-Park. So this is probably going to be a yellow card for La Rochelle. You can't do that. You cannot stick your leg out and decide that you want to try and take out someone's leg. And like they're saying, it's stupid. It's clear as daylight. And he shouldn't have done it. And also, we have got the FFS yellow. It's just not good at this point of the game. And not good. Says Nathan. And yeah, I don't think the crowd can boo that one too much of Lavot. He's got that one well and truly wrong. I am McMullen. And now let's go La Rochelle. Says Matthew Dixon there. So now they are going to be playing with 14 men for the next 10 minutes. And also we have got there, isn't he, in French team? Says I am nutty. I think Laval has been there in the past. Doesn't normally get a huge amount of time, though, on the field, as they have got plenty of options around those stages. But it looks like Dylan Lades, or in fact, no, sorry, it's the number 9 who is injured. That is going to be Bergeron going off Friteri. Right. Now, once again, another kicking opportunity for Leinster. I've noticed the scoreboard is way ahead of myself, because it currently says 21-7, but the kick is still yet to come for Ross Burns, so I believe he gets it over at a guess for this one, which would mean that the score is now 21 points to 17 in favour of Leinster, so they'll be liking this very much so. With still 15 minutes left on the clock, anything can happen for the final 15. It looks like Johnny Sexton once again has got some ice on the foot and the ankle, making sure that he does allow it to recover before next week's game of the URC. If he plays France, teams always lose their heads, says Richard there. And currently they need to make sure that they keep that composure and the discipline for the later stages. But we are currently 65 minutes through this game, and also the game between Samoa and England will be kicking off in only about 3 minutes' time. But the good news is we will still have 2 live streams going at the exact same time. I will be popping over to the Sevens, and on this live stream, you will get to see Rugby Itch once again, the man who was with me at halftime. He'll be coming back, and probably actually about the next minute. So the next time that the ball goes out, if we get a thumbs up, we are all ready to go for that next stage. Yep, we've got the thumb. Going to be knocked on. No, it wasn't. He's been able to regather that there for James Lowe. Now Jameson Gibson Park passes it back across field. Bit of a step there from, it was Keenan in the midfield. Now Jameson Gibson Park goes back downfield. It's going straight down the middle. And La Rochelle waiting for that bouncy high. West doing nicely now. Was considering a 50-22 attempt, but instead now puts it high. Now Gregory Aldred tries to slap it back. That ball stays in the field of play. That is incredible, but that now is going to be the knock-on for that one as well. But nonetheless, so what we will be doing is this live stream will be continuing, ladies and gentlemen. It will be Rugby Itch taking over for me for the last 15 minutes, and we are popping over to Samoa versus England. I don't believe I will be back by the end of this match, unless, of course, it does end up going to extra time or anything ridiculous like that, although we saw enough of that for Munster versus to lose. But nonetheless, I guess I will go like this. I will go like this, and I will see you all in a short moment.
All right. Hey guys, hope you're doing well. And yeah, I'll be coming here for the Kiwi lads for the rest of this game. So Leinster are up 21 points to 17. Both sides might have to make a lot of substitutions as the game is getting a bit, we're getting into the final 15 minutes of this game. Oof. Well, it is now going to be a scrum here for La Rochelle. So let's see what happens there. But guys, let me know in the comments right now. Do you think Leinster can hold on, or do you think La Rochelle will be able to pull off something of a comeback? Yeah, good to see you guys. Gareth said, I feel itchy. Yep, Mr. Itch hit it. Yep, indeed. Here we go. It's Leinster on the ball. Ooh, good tackle there by La Rochelle. It's Henshaw now going in. Oh, Ringrose does very well to actually bring it up the halfway line, Leinster. Oh, they're building up a lot of pressure here, but La Rochelle's line speed is doing pretty well at the moment. Oh, it's been a knock on by Byrne. Wow, it's gonna be another scrum on the halfway line for La Rochelle. So this is good. Yeah, Sebastian said in the comments, I think La Rochelle might be used to might steal this. Wow. We'll see what happens. Even Nathan agrees. Okay. Hey, I'm on your side. I'm on your side, guys. I'm hoping that they can pull off just a miracle, really. Richard in the comments saying, yes, Leinster will hold on to make history. Yep. If they do win this, by the way, it will be five titles that they've won. It's unbelievable within this European Championship. But of course, if La Rochelle do come back, of course, this will be their first ever title. Matthew Dickinson in the comments saying Rugby H sounds Scottish. No, well, I'm actually from a lot of places, to be perfectly honest. I'm actually I was born and raised in Hong Kong, and my mother's American. My dad's from Zimbabwe, but I have an Irish passport and an American passport. So technically, I should be actually supporting Leinster here, because I do support Ireland when it comes actually towards the Six Nations. But they're just too big of a favorite in this game, so I want to go for the underdog. But yeah, in the comments we do have a comment also saying I'm Irish and still want La Rochelle to win. Yeah, exactly. But here we go. La Rochelle, they have won the scrum, and they have advantage for a high tackle. So here we go. They have advantage. They are continuing to press. Ooh. Okay, they're about to stop the play at the moment. So they are going back towards penalty that he gave from the scrum. So yeah, where's yellow for the high shot? Exactly. Smash in the comments. Thanks for that. Yeah, definitely, guys. If you haven't already, definitely come to, subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. I will be covering a lot of the Super Rugby playoffs on my channel for next week, and I will be giving my predictions for both the Wallabies and for the All Blacks. So definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah, in the comments as well. Pip Golard saying the most international accent I've ever heard. I never knew it was Hong Kong, though. Exactly. Yeah, I'm wearing my Hong Kong kit here as well. Link to watch. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't give you a link, mate, but I can't give you my commentary. But here we go. La Rochelle are now going up the field, and Bolta is actually coming onto the field. The Fijian. So here we go. They've won the lineouts. They've created them all. We're in this 69th minute. Oh, come on. And by the way, 5 minutes left in the yellow card. But here we go. If they can get this, La Rochelle they'll take the lead. It's advantage. Oh, they're 5 minutes left on the try line. Come on. Oh, they're so close. Woo! Ross almost getting in. They're just carrying the ball like closer and closer. It's unbelievable stuff here. I mean, Leinster's line defense, line speed is doing very well, but okay. Wayne Boyd is not enough, so he's now go back towards the penalty he gave. So they have to go. La Rochelle have to go for it again. But hey, fair play to Leinster because their line speed did did them well in that sense. But yeah, in the comments, we do have, good luck. Saying, how do you have an Irish passport? Plastic Patty. Exactly. Yeah, no, I'm actually in Manchester, England at the moment, so that's where I'm watching this game from. So it's right now 6:33 here. So yeah, pretty good timing to actually watch this game. But yeah, choose a beer team. Oh, a beer. I mean, I like a lot of beers, mate. So but I have to go with Asahi. The Asahi is a beer I have generally. So yeah. But do let me know in the comments. Do let me know in the comments what's your favorite beer, because I'm interested to see what your favorite beer is. But here we go. La Rochelle still have the ball here, guys. We're in the 70th minute, so 10 minutes left in this game. Yeah, please. You said I respect Ulster fans. I'm a Leinster fan. Yeah, exactly. Fair enough, David. Fair enough, Daniel. I mean, here we go. Stella Jones. I like that Belgian beer. Yeah, good choice, mate. Good choice. Castle. Nice. Leinster are cheaters, resting most big names during. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but they have proven, that they go all the way here. So, but here we go. Come on, La Rochelle. Oh, they're so close. It's just it's so many phases though. Yeah, the Leinster's players are asking for a penalty, but he's actually given the opposite. And Wayne Barnes has now awarded a penalty for La Rochelle. Oh, this is a big option here. I think it was Michael Alatoa, the extra Crusaders player, who gave away the penalty. Oh, here we go. John Smith, the comments saying rugby union has never been as exciting as now. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, a lot of rugby union competitions are just so exciting. I mean, if you guys have seen the Super Rugby results from today, it was just unbelievable. So I would highly recommend watching Fiji Dura versus Chiefs on the highlights, as well as Blues and Waratahs, because both those games are pretty good. But yeah, Google say in the comments, come on, Leinster. Exactly, yeah. You're gonna have to hope that Leinster can hold on here. By the way, 2 minutes left on that yellow card for La Rochelle, because they still have 14 men. So Leinster still have 15 men compared to them, but oh, here we go. La Rochelle have taken up the option for a scrum. They're 5 meters out from the try line, so they have options left and right. Come on, let's see what happens. Ooh, I can't look. I'm not going to look here, guys, because I want to see what happens here. Come on, get advantage. Come on, give him advantage, ref. Come on, Wayne Barnes. Oh, okay. He said resets. He said a reset. Dang. Yeah, Gareth just at the same time. Yeah, dang. Booking the shot. Yeah. Love myself a Guinness as well. Oh, Guinness. Yeah, Guinness is a great beer. I want to go to the Guinness factory when I can when I go to Ireland. But yeah, because I've been there once, of course, and I had it, and it was very, very good. But come on, here we go, guys. Yeah, Ronagar in the stands, looking very nervous, drinking that water. This is insane. This is really going to go down the wire. Especially in the comments saying who is itch supporting. I am supporting La Rochelle within this one. Got to support their South African boys in this side because I normally support the Springboks when it comes towards international rugby, but the Auckland Blues are my club rugby team. But of course, for this game, I got to go for La Rochelle just because they're the underdog. Daniel Thompson's like, boo! That's just wrong. But here we go. They have a chance here. They're going down the right-hand side. Oh, have they stolen the ball? Oh, no, they still have it. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. It's all to play for. Oh, it's Roddy. Oh, he gains a few meters, but not as much. They're like 2 meters out. Oh, my gosh. Ratier. Oh. Come on, mate. Come on. Oh, this is so close, guys. But there you go. By the way, the timer for the yellow card has now gone. So in the next stoppage of play, La Rochelle will go back to 15 men. Oh, the referee's giving advantage. Here we go. Advantage towards La Rochelle. They have an opportunity here towards the left-hand side. Okay, here we go. It's a Hollow West. Oh, he's going down the center, but he's tackled. Oh, the ball goes out. Dang. But they were under advantage, so they'll have another chance. Gareth in the comments saying, yeah, you definitely. Oh, sorry, Google saying you definitely should get in storehouse. It's a fine place. Indeed it is. Support the box. Your dad's influence. Yes, that's the reason why I support the box. Always have. Hexen said neutral is always supporting the underdogs. Exactly. That's kind of the way it is, you know. But Hexen also saying go LA. Yep. Oh, this is such a close game. Oh, is there a sin bin? Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah, no, never mind. Just a substitution. But there you go. It's now 15 men versus 15 men for the last 5 minutes of this game. Gibson Park now goes off, and McGrath now comes on as a replacement number 9. But here we go. Oh, my gosh. Google said, ooh, la, 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 la. Exactly. My gosh, 5 minutes. Johnny Sexton sweating himself on the bench. Oh, my gosh. It's going down the wire. Come on, you Fletch. Come on, guys. Come on. A Simbin would have been huge right now. Exactly. Yeah. It's 4 points separating these two great teams, guys. Yeah, it's going to go down towards the wire. Yeah, Sebastian in the comments once again said, yeah, guys, if you haven't already, click that link right there and definitely subscribe towards my channel. We're trying to get to 1K is the overall goal, but the next milestone is 500 subscribers. So click that link right now and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Rugby Itch for more content just like this. But here we go. In the comments, Gareth Ferguson saying, "Give the ball to Will." Exactly. Get Skelton on the ball right there. La Rochelle missing 2-star players as well. Yep, you are correct indeed. And that's it. Yep. Excellent, Shane. Surely Leinster make a high tackle. We'll wait and see. But here we go. The scrum is in play. Come on, that has to be advantage. Advantage towards La Rochelle. Oh, they're tackling him down though. That could be a sin bin. No, okay, they're continuing on. Okay, we're looking towards the left-hand side now. It's Wadawadi. Ooh, jeez. Okay, here we go. It's Skelton on the ball now. He takes it up a few meters for La Rochelle. Oh my gosh, guys. This is really going down towards the wire. We have 4 minutes left in this game. They're 2 meters out from the try line. It's another advantage to the referee's game. Wayne Bart's giving it another advantage. Ratia with options. He's looking both ways. Oh my gosh, this Leinster defense is just holding out. Come on. I want to see an upset here. They're short. They're just short. Oh, he's jumped it. Oh, but they're under advantage. Okay. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Yeah, LBB saying yellow surely. Nope. Yellow incoming. Oh, I mean, I hope. There's just been so many, like... I mean, fair play to Leinster. Their line speed in terms of tackling has been very good in that sense. So I don't think they need a yellow, but if they do another infringement, then yes, I do believe there could be another yellow. Yeah, Gareth Ferguson saying, probably try. Yeah, unfortunately it isn't, mate. But yeah, these advantages coming in clutch. Indeed it is. As they still have possession. Google saying it has to be a penalty, even in any event. I mean, the thing is that they can't even go for a penalty kick here, guys, because they have to go for a try. By the way, McCarthy is now on for Coney. So that's a replacement lock there. So why do you want Leinster to lose? To be honest, I could actually, I don't mind if Leinster win this, but I always just want the underdog to win when it comes towards any final, really. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Sexton obviously get the prize because, you know, he's just for him not being selected for the Lions and then kind of, you know, really picking up form within this competition. I wouldn't mind seeing him obviously hold the cup. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just swaying towards La Rochelle, like I said, because they have a few Springboks on this side with Dylan Laird, of course, and Rue. But wow, the stadium is electric so far. Woo! In the comments, we do have John McTeer saying extra time. Maybe we might get extra time. You never know. But I think the only way that can happen is that if they score a converted try and then Leinster gets a penalty. So then it would be 24 all, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. English Richardson, I don't know how Leinster are holding out. Exactly. This is just incredible. 20 quid on overall. Here we go. The number 8 takes it out. Gregory Ultra it. Come on. Oh, they're so close. Come on, mate. You got this. They have to be very careful here, La Rochelle, because they don't have any advantage at the moment, and there's 3 minutes left. Yeah, David Thomas saying Leinster need to win. Indeed, they do. If they do win this, guys, like I said, they'll get 5. There'll be 5 titles for them. Ooh, a better momentum here. It's Skelton on the ball. He gains a few meters in the process. It's Botia. Oh, very close. Yeah, to get 5 shots on the start, indeed. Yeah, but Leinster have Josh van der Fleer and he's South African. Exactly. Oh, wait. No, he's a solid player. Very solid player. Yeah, really looking forward, by the way, towards the All Blacks Ireland series because I'll be also doing my live streams for all the All Blacks versus Ireland series, England versus all Wallabies, as well as South Africa versus Wales. So definitely come to my channel for those live streams, guys. But here we go. It's now advantage. They finally got the advantage. Here we go. Can they get it? They must be close to conceding a yellow card here. Oh my gosh. Oh, they've been held up. Oh my gosh, that was so close. Skelton! Oh, he's short. Wow, Leinster are holding on to their dear lives. Ratia! Has he scored? Oh, Wade Boyd's looking at the official. He doesn't know. They're looking at TMO. Yep, they're going TMO, guys. This could be it, guys. We're in the 78th minutes. Well, 78 with 50 seconds. And they're looking at the TMO. Oh, my gosh. They could have scored here, guys. Has Ratia scored? He has! That's on the line! He's done it! He has He's done it! Oh my gosh! That's a try. That's 100% a try. Waste time to declare a try. Yeah, exactly. Wow. My defense is crazy good indeed. La Rochelle. La Rochelle. Come on, La Rochelle. Come on, mate. Come on. Smashing the comments saying, try. La Rochelle. Great upset. It's a try indeed. And of course, even Ron O'Gara is in the section just like screaming like, just defend. Ape is in the comments saying no. Oh, same as Daniel Thompson. He's scared. You guys are scared. Matthew in the comments saying yes. Yeah, Sebastian also saying they wanted it, man, after losing that last year's final. Indeed. Oh my gosh, guys, they've actually scored a try in the last second of this game. And the great thing about this is that they'll just let the time click down. So then they still haven't converted it, I believe, as well. Yeah. Rowan O'Gara has just probably pulled up one of the biggest upsets in this competition against Leinster. Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. F Society, yeah. Wonder how Leinster is going to play in the URC against the SS. Oh, I mean, it'll be very difficult to see what happens, but it'll be very close, I'm sure. Easy, never in doubt. Yes, of course. Oh my gosh, guys. What's happened? Well, they have converted it, as you can see, to the right of me here, but oh my gosh. I don't know if it's done yet because he's wasting the time. I think that's it, right? That's it! Oh my gosh! Wow! Hey, fair play. Fair play. Well done to La Rochelle. They are the European champions. Champions Cup. Wow. Unbelievable stuff there. They definitely deserve that. Party time in Marseille. I mean, what a great game, by the way. And they do take the lead. They do take the win. 24 points to 21. Wow. Great game, guys. Great game. In the comments, we do have all of you guys saying another final seconds game. You can't script this tension and magic. Indeed. Leinster lost it at the Aviva. Wow. Staying in France, baby. Indeed it is. Wow. Yeah, of course. I believe it was Toulouse last year. He won it, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, hell of a job there by Rochelle. Yeah. Yeah, it's just unbelievable stuff. I mean, every player within this game. I mean, like we said within the opening minutes, I mean, within the opening half, it was just very cagey. But, hey, fair play to La Rochelle. Hey, Skelton putting a bit of a tear there. Sexton in the bench is like just confused, like, what just happened here, guys? But, jeez. Yeah, loving your excitement when they scored. Yeah, no, hey, if you come to my channel and watch my videos, I'll be... This is how I am most of the time. But yeah, like I said, guys, if you haven't already, if you guys don't know me, I am Rugby Itch. I'll do a lot more videos actually with the Kiwi lads in the future, of course. I believe we will predict a few games. I believe, well, the lineups for the All Blacks as well. But so yeah, definitely look out for that. But Rowan O'Gara, hey, fair play to him. Credit to him. He really coached this game like perfectly, really. Yeah, Hex in the comments saying, oh, sorry, it was Darcy saying in the comments, Wayne Barnes is a joke of referee. I mean, you're obviously have your opinion, but yeah, French flags there by Gareth Ferguson. Yep, I can definitely see you're excited about that one. But Matthew Dickinson saying Wayne Barnes is a great ref. Yeah, I think that as well. Hexon said no, that's the second year France have won. Yeah, 2023 France, baby. Yeah, the Rugby World Cup in France is gonna be very good. I'm actually going to the Rugby World Cup in France. I'll be watching South Africa, actually, the Springboks and that. So I'll be doing a lot of vlogs actually for that. So definitely watch out for that. But there you go. Dylan Leds is now been awarded the man of the match, I believe, for this game. Definitely deserve that. Ex-Stormers player as well. But wow. Well, there you go, guys. We're gonna finish it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to come onto this channel. I might be on this channel. I might do a few live streams on this channel. You never know in the future. But yeah, wow. Let me just ask this last quick question. Hexton saying, think SA can beat Ireland Rugby Edge? Yes, I do. SA, I still believe, are the best team in the world. You can quote me on that, but I do believe that. Demi saying go, yeah, go. Yeah, he played this game. He just coached this game brilliantly. But yeah, fair play to the whole. I mean, La Rochelle, wow, just yeah, unbelievable. And guys, this is the first time they've been crowned European champions as well, so it's unbelievable. But here you go, guys. That's going to be the end. Let me just quickly. I just need to tell the Kiwi lad that we're good. But guys, if you haven't already, guys, like this live stream, guys, right now. Like this live stream, guys, right now, and click that subscribe button. We want to see more of you clicking that. But here we go. Let me quickly go onto YouTube now. And I'll let him know. Because obviously, by the way, guys, he's also there also is another bit of live stream on this channel with Samoa Sevens versus England Sevens. So obviously, come to that one as well if you can. But just wow, what a game that was, guys. Yeah, just unbelievable, really. Just unbelievable stuff, really. I can't believe this. Yeah, Hexon saying thank you, Rich and Hamish, for the commentary. Yeah, of course, very welcome indeed. They were Division 2 and 3 years. Wow, really? Hey, fair play to them. And yeah, don't forget the sub. Yeah, exactly. Click that link, guys, and definitely subscribe to the channel if you can. Would really appreciate that, guys. For more content just like this, you know, I'm always excited when I watch, but yeah, guys, thank you so much. Gosh. Unbelievable. Well, very shortly, we'll see the Kiwi lads. He might come on, actually, because he's actually finishing his live stream now. So, actually, head out for everyone. Just stay on here.
Hello, how are you? You're doing well. Tell you what, that was an interesting game. Samoa winning it. And then, did you enjoy the ending? La Rochelle getting themselves the victory, eh?
Oh, I love that. Absolutely loved it. It was just yeah, it was a pulsating game really towards the end of the half. And hey, fair play. I mean, La Rochelle definitely deserved the win.
But yeah, I guess at this stage, it's been a big night of rugby, but we've still got more coming up tomorrow as well. And of course, you are seeing next weekend. Super Rugby quarterfinals, everything going on. I did see your message on that one as well, and I was about 10 seconds away from ending it, so I thought I might as well pop back and say hello. But thank you very much.
Makes more sense.
In, mate.
Of course, anytime.
And I mean, I know that you were going for La Rochelle, so I think you were pretty happy. By the sounds of it.
I'm just a good luck charm. I'm just a good luck charm here, guys. I mean, if you guys need me to support your team, they'll win. So that's just simple.
There you go.
There you go.
Nonetheless, I guess we will see you all for the next one. But thank you very much for tuning in. Be sure to check out Rugby Itch as well. I will see you all